Record podcast. There. Bam.
We're doing it.
I know. And I hate doing it that way. I really need to figure out like a better way, because what I have realized is that before, if I have all that done and ready to go before, then you guys aren't like action. It doesn't feel like, okay, go. It just feels like step into the conversation and let's start bullshitting and shit. Well, I appreciate you guys coming down. Steven, you know, you are the guest, so to speak, air quotes, that I asked to come and invite down. And, you know, you brought a crew with you, and I ain't mad at that, man. The more the merrier type thing. So I was pleasantly surprised. So introduce yourself real quick, man.
Steven Strum, Finish Effects. Just a painter from Tehachapi, man.
Just a painter from Tehachapi is how he puts it, man. Just a painter from Tehachapi.
I mean, what else can you
say? I'm sure we're gonna dive way more into that than anything else. And then homeboys that you brought, you guys want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Paul Soto. I'm also from Tehachapi. Just been riding for a couple of years and got to know Steven pretty well, and just here to hang out and support him.
Fuck yeah, man. Solid, man. Solid. And you, homeboy?
I'm Jimmy Bowler.
Jimmy?
I'm one of Steven's buddies. I work with them. I've known him since 2014.
Okay.
Very good friend of mine.
You guys paint? You guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you okay? Yeah. So, well, first of all, Tehachapi. You know, you guys came all the way down from Tehachapi, and on a Sunday evening, and I know you got to ride back home and got to go doing work and shit. That's meaningful a little bit to me, that somebody that you guys want to come down and hang out, and I love it. I mean, I fucking absolutely look at this shit, man. I'm in my garage and we're chilling and shit, man.
Showcase, man.
I know, so to speak. Well, air quotes. I know we're doing this. We're kind of going through the new shit of it, but I appreciate you guys very much for coming down and cruising, man, because it means a lot. And shit, it's a good ride. I mean, good weather. We're only 8 miles from the beach.
Super nice ride on the way in.
Yeah, no problem, no issues, smooth sailing and everything. Yep. Right on. So, Steven, what are you riding, homeboy? I mean, it came in looking flossing, dog.
Cool. Yeah, I picked up my stepdad's 09 Street Glide, going on a year ago.
Okay, and that's
the
it.
One. Yep.
It
was pretty much bone stock.
I was gonna say, I'm assuming it didn't come looking that way.
No.
Okay.
He was starting to get, I think, arthritis. Like, he was having issues where he couldn't ride.
Okay.
So he was like, "Hey, first dibs for you if you want it." You know.
That's what's up.
I think I was bikeless at the time, so I was like, you know what, let's just do it. You know, it had sentimental value. He taught me how to ride a motorcycle, so I had to get it.
And of course, not first bike, but you were just bikeless at the time.
You know how life is.
I know.
You know,
I
like I said, 3 kids, man. Yeah, it was like, I was just one of those times.
Yeah.
So it worked out. It came at the right time, made it work.
That's the best way for things to kind of happen organically, you know, not like forced or anything. You know, like sometimes we think we want a motorcycle in our life and we don't have one, but we're like, there's a reason I don't have one in my life right now. I got other shit that's going on, and you know, I need to take care of that shit, whatever. So timing's everything, you know, timing is important, but it looks dope. What was it originally? What color was it originally?
Black.
Just another black Street Glide in the crowd. Huh?
He was like, man, he goes, I was wondering how long it'd take before you painted it. You know, I think I had it for like 6 months. And tore it down.
That was it. Didn't last very long.
That was it. And the only way I could convince the wife to let me stay in the garage for 2 weeks was painting her favorite color. So that's why it's teal.
It's a nice looking color though. It pops though. Yeah, definitely.
Not a lot of people do teal, so I was all over it. You know what I mean?
And it's got a little. I mean, I didn't get to like look and go over into it like detail when you pulled up. I definitely will take a harder look at it.
No metal flake, nothing fancy.
Is it off of a certain color, like a certain year? Did you just kind of mix a paint up?
House of color, teal, candy. That's it.
That's it.
Yep.
Okay.
Different base coat colors. I kind of wanted to not prove a point, but
yeah, you did. Just say you wanted to prove a point.
Metal flake, I love it. You know what I mean? But it's everybody's flake. It's the thing now. It's flake.
It is. And that big, nice, sparkly. Look at me. You know.
Yeah, and which is cool. You know, but I wanted to do something that was kind of West Coast pattern still, but not like over the top. Like, I just kind of wanted to do the patterns, but keep it simple. So all my patterns are empty. It's just pinstriped and candied, but it's still clean. It works. You know. It's
simple, and less sometimes is more.
That's what I was going for.
Yeah, and I think not all the time. Sometimes you do need to, if you have a specific bike and a specific look that you're going after, then you need to go all in, and you need to go with paint. But if there's some stuff that you're trying to accentuate, like on the frame or wheels, or I don't know, bars or something, then, and you don't want to take away from that stuff, then you just kind of you use the paint to your advantage. You know, you kind of just splash it a little bit here and there to bring it out and shit.
Yep.
So Good job with the damn
Cool.
thing, though, man.
Appreciate
I 6 months from a painter's perspective, is that like a junkie with crack in their hand or something?
I don't know, man. I know that it's tough painting stuff for yourself, like I hate doing it. Everything I do for myself, I just like, obviously you just nitpick it and
Yeah.
you're your worst critic. So I'm just like, man,
I know.
but I'm stoked with it. You know what I mean?
How long have you been painting now?
Been painting since I was 19. So I'm going
And
on
you're how old now?
34.
34. Okay. So like 15 years in the game.
Yeah.
Where did it start? Like just where'd you pick up the desire?
Well, I grew up in Washington State, and I left there when I was 18. Right when I graduated, there was some family drama. Went through a divorce, and I was lost.
Is Washington where you were born and raised? Then
I was born in Lancaster, right here.
You're originally from here.
And then when I was 4, went up north.
Gotcha.
With, Washington family, and then
okay.
My mom met my stepdad there,
Mhm.
and then shortly after high school they split, and so I was lost, dude. After high school, I barely graduated. I was running with the wrong dudes. I was just working at Starbucks, dude. I was just a jackass.
You're working at Starbucks?
I was Washington, dude. There was one on every corner.
What were you doing? Were you
making coffee?
You're a barista? Is that what they call
I
them?
wish it was barista, but yeah, it was a barista.
Oh, you wish it was barista?
Barista.
I could fuck with that. I could see why you would wish it was called that.
Yeah. Yeah, not
I
proud
don't
of it, but-
no, not to be stereotypical or anything, but I don't see you really kind of behind the counter at a
Me neither.
Starbucks and shit.
Me
Were you
neither.
inked up and stuff then as well?
No, not really.
Okay, so maybe you fit in a little bit, your image fit a little bit more.
So I was
but-
lost. Okay. I had no idea what I was going to do. But at the time, like through high school, me and my buddies, we had a little mini truck club. And we
You were into mini trucks too?
Yeah,
Fucking
dude, that's where it
me
all
too.
started for me.
Okay.
Major mini trucks, dude.
Me too.
Way before bikes, like that was trucks. Once I got my license, I had a little Toyota Slammed.
I was going to ask, what was your first one?
a 1980 Toyota.
A mini Yoda?
Yeah, monoleaf, everything.
What's up, Porky? Look at Porky's chiming in over here. Porky's over there on the same damn recliner that you're always fucking kicking back with me on, dude.
Tell Steven to put the mic closer to his fucking mouth so he doesn't sound like he's halfway down the block.
Is that better?
Is that better?
Yeah, it's better.
Is that better?
Love
Jeez,
you.
We should have never.
Hey, don't put it up to his mouth like it's a dick.
And
Porky.
it's always
Love you,
fun when
bye.
Porky calls into the podcast.
Appreciate it.
So a little Yoda was your first little mini truck then.
1980.
Mine was an S10, a 2000 Chevy S10.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, everyone
Yep.
or a lot of people had an S10, but I love them Yodas too.
I had one too.
Nissan hard bodies too. Those were
I had
fun.
one too.
You had a Nissan too? Yeah, you were in the mini truck game for sure.
Yeah.
Then you were serious about it.
I
Then
loved it.
body dropping them and airbagging them and shit.
Yep.
Or yeah.
Yep. I had a few bad ones. Yep. So that's where it all started, and it was like our crew of guys. It was we had the one kid who was doing sound systems, and then the other homie would be doing the suspension work, and then I would always just have newspaper and masking tape and rattle cans. And by the time the truck would leave our buddy's house, like it was slammed, beats, and painted. You know what I mean? But I was always the guy painting them. And yeah, it's rattle can, but like I got off on the fact like it's leaving a different color. It was cool.
Yep.
I don't know. That's kind of where it all started.
That's you have to start. And did you think at then it was going to be a career? Like that's the career, that's the direction you wanted to go in.
Yeah, my dad's a painter.
Also custom paint or
Collision.
okay.
Yeah, so he was my grandfather owned a body shop in Lancaster for like 35 years. So we had this family business down here where it was just in the blood. You know what I mean? So when I came down here, like 18, I was scrubbing toilets, working part-time at the shop, washing cars, parts runner, just, doing that thing. And then it just kind of evolved from there, working part-time, scrubbing toilets to prepping parts.
Yep.
And then it was just kind of waiting my turn at that point. Like, all right, when's the painter going to get fired so I can step up? You know what I mean? And
it's funny that your journey through it, I guess that's maybe just the way paint and body kind of works, man. Because I just was talking to, I had Shayna in here a week ago or so, and I grew up in paint and body myself. I grew up definitely around it, customization, fabrication, all that stuff. My old man and my uncle I mean, they'd have 64 Impala. They'd have all their friends' cars taken apart in their driveways and stuff. And they were doing exactly like what you said, where it kind of started.
Yeah.
So I grew up around that same thing. And so at one point it did become work for me. It did become a source of income for me, you know. And I worked at a body shop with my dad and my uncle, and I did the same thing. They're like, go sweep the floor. Yeah, but I got my toolbox. No.
Yeah.
Go sweep the floor.
You'll get there.
Go sweep the floor, go clean the machine, and it's at the time you don't think that why am I
you don't
doing
understand.
this? Nope.
You got to trust the process.
Yeah.
And that's the part of it right there. You know, like I'm glad I scrubbed toilets. I'm glad I swept the shop, because when I was the painter, that my gramps could vouch, like I kept that place spotless. It was my baby. That paint shop was my baby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
if you're going to do a job, do it well, right?
Yeah. So with that in the beginning, it just put those roots, you know, like good work ethic, and kept my shop clean. And I was proud. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That spray booth was my sanctuary. You know, I liked it. So as a kid, it was just cool. Like I fell in love with everything about painting. You know what I mean? Like I'd be sweeping the floor and look at the painter in the booth, and it's like, man, the mask and the gun and the operating room in the, you know, in the booth. I fell in love with the whole thing, the smells, and I just loved it.
It's a process.
I don't like like collision paint at all. It sucked, but it was good. Like it was a good experience. But
the shop that we had was, we did collision, and then we also did some custom fabrication and things, you know, projects. But to be honest, the collision and the insurance work was the turnaround. That was a moneymaker.
That's the moneymaker, but it sucks. Like
for
a guy who wants to do custom stuff. Like,
yes, exactly.
It was driving me nuts.
And that's where you have to, like, there's a lot of people that are just do it as a job, but they're stuck in there going like, I need to get out of it. I need to get out of it. They got skills that they need to do. You got to break out.
Yeah.
You just have to go and fucking break out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd paint cars and then pull them out at my lunch break. I'd throw panels in there and candy, anything I get my hands. You know, I was just practicing and having fun, pinstriping on my lunch break. I mean,
you knew the direction that you wanted to go. You weren't trying to just be collision repair and like a repair person, spray a panel, color match it, shit like that.
It was a good experience. It taught me a lot, you know, matching colors, and you're spraying all day, every day. So there's nothing better. You know what I mean?
I always say that someone, you know, may or may not be true. Maybe you'd be like, fuck that. But some of those people, like those guys those painters that one day paint and body or make or whatever, some of them are pretty fucking good because they paint so many of them, dude. They're just like,
they're banging them out.
That's all they're doing all day long. They're not prepping. They're not doing shit. They're fucking rolling one in a booth and they're laying that shit down and letting it go out the other door. And then they're rolling another one.
And they're completes. No one's painted more completes than those guys.
Dude, yeah. Some of those guys that do paint that, just because of the time and the experience that they have, but just laying it down, it
worked out. I remember the first car I painted was, my grandpa's a hot rodder, so he always had friends dropping projects off and stuff. And this one guy brought in, it was like a 34, like chopped, like salt flat race car. And it had this fiberglass nose cone. And we had that off on some stands. And he was like, all right, dude, you're going to sand that down. And that's your first car you're going to paint. I'm like, all right, cool. And I'm sitting there. He comes up, I'm prepping it. And he comes up, he goes, so what do you think? I'm like, I'm stoked. You know what I mean? It's cool. It's a cool car. I'm excited to paint it. But I really want to do like something custom on this. Like, is there something I can do? He goes, yeah, here's $20. You go across the street and get a pinstriping brush and a can of paint, because we had a paint store right across the street.
Okay.
And he's like, you can start practicing on this thing before you paint it. Okay. I was like, in my head, I'm like, pinstriping. Like, I just thought old gray haired dudes. You know what I mean? I'm like, that seems really boring. Like, there's no way. I wanted to airbrush and do, you know, skulls at the time, flames and like cool shit. And I'm like, pinstriping, like, come on, dude. Like, but I had no money. So I'm like, all right, I took his $20, went and got a can of one shot and a brush. And I started pulling lines on that nose cone. And him and my dad are sitting there watching, and they're like, damn, not, you know, you might have it, you know, it kind of just, it stuck with me. Like,
so pinstriping is kind of,
I started striping from day one.
Is that more of, I don't know, if there's a thing that you would have to say that is like your go-to or you're known for, your expertise is striping.
Now that I'm not in a body shop atmosphere, like with the freedom to do as much custom stuff all the time, paint wise, I would say I fall back on striping a lot.
Okay. We just did some, Mike, correct me if I'm wrong. You just did some on your lids and stuff, right?
Yep.
And it should look good, man. Like,
I appreciate it.
We were saying less is more, right? And sometimes just a pinstripe through one solid color in the right spot in the right line can really change the whole dynamic of a bike and shit, man. Yeah. You know,
it's I've fallen in love with that art form because it's so unique. You know what I mean? Like a lot
Yeah.
of people don't do it. When you really look at how many people are on this planet and how many people are decent at pinstriping, it's pretty small.
Yeah.
If it was saturated like tattoos or something, I probably wouldn't do it. Like I'd fall.
True.
You know what I mean? I
I
like
feel
how
you,
it's
yeah.
a tight knit community.
Okay.
And I just fell in love with it. Like how much time it actually takes, like how much you've really got to devote yourself to it. You know, you get out of it what you put in. So it's
100%.
It's cool,
And
for
everything
sure.
and everything that you
and how
do.
much money, like it's just time. It's an inexpensive deal to get into. Like $300 you could stripe for a long time. You know? Like it doesn't take a whole lot.
I
of
like how you didn't
finance.
want to say exactly how much you could stripe, but there's a
But I mean,
$300 will get
I
me.
don't know. I mean, it's, you know, it's cool. I like that part of it. You know what I mean?
I've never really like grabbed the paintbrush and did the pinstriping, and you're right, maybe for $20, $30, whatever, to go grab a stripe brush and a can of one shot, and I got newspapers laying all over the place.
You're rolling.
That's it. And I got bikes here and just things that I can like and it wipes off with what, little thinner or
Mhm.
something, or a little acetone or something.
Yep.
That's it. Just wipe it off if you don't like
I used
it.
to practice on a piece of glass on the couch all night long.
And just
I had a crazy ass girlfriend for a couple of years, and that was dude. That was my way to kind of zone out and just practice. You know, I practiced every minute I could, dude, for years.
just sat on. Okay, I could see like a glass table in your living
Just
room
a
or
piece of
something, and just
glass,
like, yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'd sit there, stripe, wipe it off till I fell asleep. It was crazy. Like I was obsessed with it.
Or she freaked out on him, right?
Sounds like that may have happened as
Yeah,
well
I'm
somewhere
sure
up in
it did.
there.
I'm sure it did. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pinstriping is it's, to me, it's so traditional. It's like a very it's like you can probably call it one of the earliest forms of customization when it came to paint, because it's like, hey, what do we have? Well, we just got the little, let's just put a stripe right here.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. Like, and then of course it evolved in paintbrushes and different types of hairs and all that stuff with brushes, you know, become a technique. And people that do it like yourself over and over and over and over and over again, you learn new techniques that you know, pass on.
Always learning. And that's just striping. Like you get into lettering and leafing, scroll work. It's endless, you know.
I think that's the good thing with, well, it's one of the, I don't know, in trades, right? And I guess in everything, but in paint, I can relate to it where it's hard to stop learning in that trade. Like, and if you do turn the switch off to stop learning, well, then you definitely get left behind, obviously. But the trade is constantly evolving, where there's new product, there's new techniques, there's new masking products. There's
Especially
like so
now,
much shit.
Social media, like you better keep your shit going. You know what I mean? Like you said, you're gonna get left in the dust.
Yeah.
Straight up.
That's true.
You know, if you put out trash, everybody sees it.
Well, I've always said that from a painter's perspective, when you think of a painter and they want to paint and they paint your bike, well, you need that paint and you want that paint to look fucking amazing. You don't want it to leave with flaws and shit. And if it does, and you're gonna go, fuck, I hope nobody sees it or pays attention, or, you know.
And we live in SoCal, dude. I've heard a lot of painters say it, like we're with the big dogs. You know what I mean?
That's the truth. That is the truth.
You know what I mean? So you're you know, the bike you painted could be right next to a hot dog paint job or something, and you're gonna get smoked. It's like, not that my shit would hang with him, but it's like,
can you define hot dog paint job, please? I've never heard that term before.
Pete Finland, dude, one of the OGs. Yeah, badass painter.
Hot dog is,
he gets down.
Oh,
Jesse
hot dog is a person.
Yeah.
Oh, you've never heard.
See,
you've never. Okay.
I'm not in the paint world. I don't.
West Coast
I
choppers.
could fuck up a stick figure.
There you go. Yeah, West Coast
chopper.
choppers. Yeah. He's been in the game for a minute, for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a boss.
But you know, every paint job I ever see Steven do is top notch. Everything at all.
Is there a specific that you like a certain thing, realm that you like, not to stay in, but that's your favorite thing to do?
Oh man, I'm like a traditionalist. Like I like just a flame job. Like I like some simplicity, honestly. But to be honest, it doesn't really matter what it is. I want a cool customer.
Okay.
I want a dope dude to work with. Like when someone brings a bike and they're like, "Hey, I want, you know, this family of colors. Have fun. Let me know when it's done and what I owe you." Dope.
That's,
you know what I mean? That's what I want. I don't really have a favorite. You're my favorite guy right now. If that's how you are, you know what I mean? That's kind of how it works for me, you know?
I'm glad to hear that, because, you know, I like just talking a little bit, you've heard my background of what my experience is. And, you know, I've I've painted from sport bikes to my quads to my Harleys.
Yeah.
I've painted bikes and I've changed the look of them aesthetically and stuff. And so I've learned to have like kind of an eye for it and what I want and what I do. But when it comes to the paint, I stand back and go, I want this color, I want that color. And that's the advice that I've always passed on to people when it comes to, giving, when you're going to hand your tins over or you're going to hand your car over or whatever it is to a painter. My advice has always been give them some colors, give them like 2 or 3 colors, and give them like a couple of don'ts. Like don't do skulls.
Give us some limit.
Like
Yeah.
don't do skulls and then go.
Yeah.
Because if you put too much on it, then I'm envisioning something. You're trying to think it just doesn't work.
When they give you too many limits too, there's nothing worse like being mid project and they're asking for pictures and updates and you're sweating bullets, sending them photos. Like, are they going to like it? And they're like, it's just drop it off, pick it up when you're done. Give us some limits if that's what it is. If you don't want pink, I won't put, whatever.
Exactly.
But that's it. Leave it at that. Let the artist do what they got to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For sure.
And for that, like I said, when that person goes to wherever they're going to take their bike, the Rock Store, Neptune's Net, they're going to go take it to a show. They're going to go take it wherever it is. They're going to go to the bike
going to be
night,
seen.
parking lot pimping, whatever. They want that bike to look fucking good, and you
As it
want
should.
that bike to look good.
100%.
And so expect, I guess, a product to come out looking good when you go take it to a painter.
Yeah.
If you have or you have certain expectations and a certain vision, it's really going to fuck it up.
Don't ask me to draw nothing, give you renderings or not.
But like when I had him do my softail and I said, do whatever you do. I don't want to tie the hands of an artist. And he kind of came up with a couple of colors and I did. And
we banged it out in 2 nights
he
in his
banged it
garage.
out,
It came
dude.
out
It's
sick.
the
That's
best
dope, see?
job
Yeah.
ever, dude. And I said, do what you do. And I know that you're good and it's going to come out good.
And that's probably because as a painter, as an artist and whatnot, you can step back and look at some lines of a bike and see like, hey, I see this color pattern or I see this design, accentuating this with this, so your palette's going to change a little bit for every type of bike.
For sure.
You're going to want to bring out the best in the bike.
Well, not to mention you get better too. The more you do, and as time goes on, you just get better. You evolve.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's always changing. But I don't really have a favorite. I just like
Not a favorite style.
Not a favorite style. I mean, I like all of it.
So your favorite, if I guess if I can define your favorite style, it would be give me some colors and let me do my thing.
Let me do my thing and start playing with some tape.
That's it.
And colors and going for it. It's always just a off the cuff kind of deal.
Yeah.
My boy Steven on Avatar.
I don't know about that. But no. So what else? What were we saying?
Well, you mentioned something with pinstripe tape. Do you or with tape?
Yeah.
Hand me a roll of tape. Do you just? I tell people all the time. I'm like, hey man, just grab a roll of pinstripe tape at like AutoZone or somewhere cheap and just play with it on your bike. Like you can have so much stinking fun with that thing, man.
Yeah, that shit's expensive though.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What does a roll of tape cost?
The
now?
shit I use the most is like $21 or $22 a roll.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And it's different thicknesses and shit
Yeah,
of the.
there's
of the
different tape now. That's
it's not AutoZone.
It's not.
Yeah, no. That's just the color shit to have some fun with.
Yeah.
Just fuck around with
Yeah.
and stuff. Do you do all of your pinstriping kind of
It's all
freehand?
100%.
Freehand.
I don't draw anything out. It's just all one line at a time. But to get back to what you were saying, like majority of my stuff's pinstriping. I'll paint all day, but pinstriping is like my bread and butter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I stripe for K Daddy in Bakersfield.
Oh shit.
He does that a lot of hot rod shit. He just got inducted to the West Coast Customs Hall of Fame, and he's a badass.
That's what I was going to ask. Our connection is more through. Well, at least my connection through you is more through the Harley side of it. But I imagine being in the paint. And then what I'm realizing, well, not what I'm realizing, but just when talking to more people, I kind of knew it, is usually if you have a Harley, you're usually kind of into something else too, whether it be a classic truck or hot rods or something like that.
We're guys. We're
We're guys. Exactly.
You know
That's
what I
what I'm saying. Yeah.
I'm honed into the bikes now just because I kind of like that direction. I just like it. Like bikes are easier. They're smaller.
So not really messing with the cars or anything.
Not unless I'm striping for, like I said, for K Daddy at his shop.
Okay.
Because he's banging out the dopest paint jobs right now. You know what I mean? He bangs them out. He's a machine. So
he's doing. Where's his shop out of?
Bakersfield.
Bakersfield.
Yeah.
So you're helping him out of there?
Yeah. At
Okay.
his shop. So he'll call me, I don't know, a couple times a month. But he's banging out like giant paint jobs, like 1 or 2 a month. Like, just like full panels, graphics, the whole nine, like
Okay.
some badass cars. So And I grew up with his posters and paint jobs in my room. I've looked up to that dude since I was a kid, since I was, 18 in the mini trucks. He was killing the mini truck game. And so when he called me a year ago, like, hey man, I need a pinstriper. I'm like, oh shit. I was a little kid, man. I'm all giddy. Like, damn.
It's funny how that works, huh? It
It's
kind
a
of comes
trip.
full circle.
It's
Yeah.
a trip, but man, it's like, yeah. It's
Well,
cool.
that's putting in the time.
Yeah,
that's
exactly what it
that's putting in the time, and that's your talent
Yeah.
and skills being recognized by,
Yeah.
because like if somebody's hiring you, your name is attached to their stuff that they're putting out.
For sure.
They don't want anybody subpar in a sense.
His
So
stuff's in the magazines every month.
yeah, and
So-
so you're putting out the work, and
Yeah.
everything. Where'd the name come from, by the way?
For him?
For
me?
Yeah,
I don't know, dude. Since I was a kid, I just thought I was gonna have this paint shop, this big ass sign, and I don't know. I just thought like finish effects, like I don't know.
I like the logo. I like the design.
It kind of stuck.
Yeah.
You know.
I asked because I'm like, I'm trying to rebrand and redo this whole thing. You were asking, what the hell's going on with all this stuff. And
Yeah.
I honestly, at this moment, to be truthful, I'm like, I don't know. I'm just kind of like,
And that's okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the middle of,
It'll
and
happen.
and that's all right. I'll figure it out. It doesn't need to always necessarily be growing. I need to find out what's gonna work first, and then sort of.
I've
fucking
thought
make
about
it grow.
changing it because I'm picky. It's like I can't even do it. Like I sit
No,
there trying to think, and it's too late in the game now.
No. It's a good
you know.
fucking name. It's a good, clean, classic design and everything. Finish effects, man.
Yeah,
It's it works. How long have you been riding now? Then
been riding. Jimmy, when did I get my Road King? Like 7-8 years ago.
That was 2014.
14.
No, hard-
right at
for-
the end of it, because he used to ride by my house every day. Get a Harley, and I'm like, no, cool. I didn't have one. Ride by my house every day. And just after work,
Every single day we get off work, and I get on my bike and ride by his house.
I had a couple quads and shit. He's like, yeah, just come on.
You're
It was
egging him
every
on
day,
so
He
bad.
finally
sold his
I was-
quads and went and got a bike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what'd you buy?
The Softail I was telling you that he.
Oh,
did it for me.
okay,
Little
all
fat
right.
boy project.
Special
He
instruction
reeled you in
and
then,
Softail.
huh?
Yeah,
He
did.
reeled you in.
Yeah, it worked out.
Absolutely.
Do you appreciate it now?
Yeah.
You rode all the way.
Was a biker.
You
It was
rode
in
all
his
the way
blood.
down here. I think
Yeah.
you do appreciate it. Yeah.
And then
He
that
made
point,
me do it.
and then at that point, you became bikeless for that small amount of time, and then I came over when I met you. I was shopping for a pinstriper in Tehachapi. You know how small Tehachapi is.
Yeah, to find out.
Yeah,
find
there's
one.
no way that I was like who can pinstripe, like I was like, it was like a high school friend or
My sister.
his sister
Really?
that I went to high school with, graduated with. He was like, hit up my brother, and then I started
Duh.
scrolling,
Duh.
went down a rabbit hole, and I found this dude. So I was like, what the fuck? Like all of his work, and I was like, there's no way this dude's in Tehachapi.
Well, I'm new to Tehachapi. I've only been there 5 years, so like that's kind of how the bike thing
Love at first sight.
kind of worked out too. Is like leaving Lancaster, which I ran that for like 10 years, striping out of there. I striped shit for everybody in that valley, so it was like moving to Tehachapi opened up the doors to Bakersfield
Yeah,
and all kinds of new
Different
people.
clientele,
Okay.
Yeah. So
In Lancaster, there's a bunch of lowriders too. There's a big lowrider scene.
there's everything out
There's
there.
everything
Nicholas.
actually out there in Lancaster. There's a
everything.
drag racing scene. There's a
Yeah.
lot of everything out
Yeah.
there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Lancaster's pretty.
Done
My
it
uncle
all.
used to live out there and shit. Yeah. You got kids and shit, yeah?
5,
Yeah, you're
3,
like
and
me,
1.
man. You were watching my kids come in and you're like, I feel you.
I felt at home.
I'm glad because some people are coming here and they're like, that's far removed from them now. And they're like, and I'm like, sorry, man. I know I got yelling, screaming kids. Kids?
One kid,
One?
8 months old.
Oh,
My
you
first
like
one.
me then too?
My
Then?
first one.
Yeah. Well, cheers to that, man. Congratulations
appreciate
to
it.
that.
Cheers.
Yeah,
Thank you.
cheers to that. And yourself? Kids?
Oh no.
It's
No.
he's the child.
Yeah, I'm the child. My girlfriend.
His kids are
He's
in
a
the
big
garage. He's got a
bald-headed
bunch of
baby.
toys.
Man, and 8 months then, and yours are 5, 3, and 1. You said, damn,
Yeah.
you boomed them.
Yep.
You
Girl, boy, girl. Yeah.
girl, boy, girl. Well, you got the boy then.
Got the boy
Good.
and then got snipped. I'm done.
Yeah, he got chopped.
Got chopped.
My wife and I have been like kicking around the idea, and then so I'm turning 40 next month,
I'm old.
and you're old.
Yeah.
How old are you?
73.
48.
Okay, well, I'm not the old man of the group.
kidding,
then.
I'm just kidding.
I'm not the old man of the group.
You look like you're gray.
Hey,
Oh.
Oh, and-
I can respect that because that's true, man. You know what though? It's gray now because it's been there
Yeah.
since I was
Don't
like,
let me grow mine now because it's all gray.
yeah, I could see it just that little patch
Yeah,
that you have in
yeah.
there.
Oh yeah, we can go
But
there.
it's gray now, but it was black at one point, and it was when I was like 15. So I was buying liquor and alcohol at it.
Oh,
It
yeah.
had its
When you're
advantages early
Right,
in the
it
day.
does.
You drinking a Bud Light?
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
He needs to pay to be in the podcast to bring.
Right?
I don't think I've seen Bud Light brought to the table in
Yeah.
a
That
while.
was better than I don't know.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's nothing better.
Hey,
better
just
not
for that, you gotta eat this.
Oh man,
This is gonna happen
Dude,
sometime in this
It's
podcast.
gonna happen.
you
dude.
guys brought
Eat
2 of those things.
Yes,
Two
2
of
people
them.
are gonna. I don't
Has
know.
anybody ever tried them?
No,
One
I've only
for
seen
work
people like
and one-
react to it.
We'll end the podcast.
And how did they react?
Oh, I don't know. It was bad.
You haven't seen anybody use this one. Where's the camera? Is that the camera?
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
It didn't look like a good reaction, and you still went and said, "I think I'm gonna buy one."
It was this guy.
I bought 2 of them, dude.
This guy.
God.
Hey, this dude tried to shove a hot bean down my throat. What was that?
What did he? What'd you call me? He called me a hot
called you a hot
bean.
bean?
He called me a hot
He
bean.
called you
I
a
didn't see you
fucking
trying to
hot
shove
bean.
yourself down my throat.
Oh, man. Are you guys football fans at all? No, you guys have a football
Well,
team. at all?
Raiders.
You're a Raiders fan.
Raiders hate whatever.
Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Yep.
From Washington. That makes sense.
Yeah,
I
water
get
water
that.
chickens.
Yep.
Water
Call 'em
chickens.
what you want.
Chickens,
It's a nice stadium
I
up
drink
there.
Bud Light,
I've
I
been
don't
up there
watch
before.
That's dope.
Yeah. Did you go to games at all when you were up
I
there?
went to Supercross.
Oh, was that the stadium? Oh,
That's the
I
only
mean,
time I've
it
been
doesn't
there.
matter what you go there for, just
Yeah.
to go visit the stadium and
Yeah, I've
experience
never been to a
that
football
shit.
game ever.
Yeah, I've been to a few of them. They're
I don't know the
expensive. and,
sport that well, so I gotta have the commentating the whole 9.
you know, I was into football when at the time that I was going to the games, and once it got political and they started taking knees and like all that stuff, I'm like, I'm not interested. And the team that I'm a Cowboy fan, you know, I will say I am a Cowboy fan. Plus my team, they stink. Like, and they just disappoint me every single year for the past 25 years or whatever. And I'm like, I'm done wasting my time. If you make it to the playoffs, I'll be there cheering for you.
yeah,
But I'm
for
I'm not wasting my
That's
Sundays
where I'm
on you
at.
anymore.
If you're on fire, I'll watch.
Hey, Ray, you know, I put a cowboy sticker on my vacuum cleaner. It started to suck again.
Dude, the Cowboy.
I must have been married before that.
Jeez. Who invited you guys? Who brought you guys?
Oh, damn it.
Shit. I give my uncle shit, man. My uncle is a diehard Cowboy fan. We were over at the beach today, and they were watching it on the TV because or the phone, and they're like so intense. They're so into it. They're like straight, just like nervous, and like they're like, oh, they're not gonna. And I'm like, you see what you guys are putting yourself through right now? And then all of them, it's funny. All the family, they're Cowboy fans, and their question is, and I caught each one of them asking it. They go, "Did we lose?" Like, I'm like, wait a minute, you're supposed to say, did we win?
Assumption of losing.
Yes, I'm like, that is the true definition of a Cowboy fan.
That's
Did we
funny.
lose?
Did we?
Did we lose? Yeah.
It's all right. The Cardinals just beat the Raiders right before we
Yeah.
left. We were at social tap before this.
Oh, how'd you guys like it?
Oh,
That's
it's
fine.
I've been there a couple times.
Oh,
It's-
okay.
It's a good
That's
spot
good.
to.
Did you like it down there?
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, right down there. at
They're
the end of
ripping
the
wheelies
beach and
right
shit.
there. That was cool.
There was what?
They were doing wheelies and shit right there.
Oh, down at the
Yeah,
end of the
down on
cul-de-sac?
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, a
little side
couple
street.
local the homies are usually hanging down there.
Yeah.
Kind of towards the bottom of it, but maybe
Yeah,
on
they
some
were
of those
coming
side
from-
streets and shit as
They were
well.
coming from somewhere below.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, then they're usually hanging down below, down by the cul-de-sac and
Yeah.
shit. A couple beers and shit posted up, and then maybe
Right
bang,
out of there.
bang
yeah.
a wheelie or two
It was
on the
cool.
on the
Yeah.
way out.
was
Yeah, no, that's a
We
normal.
don't get any of that in Tatchman.
No.
Yeah, that's a
no.
normal Sunday out there.
Like,
And
we're
too
by
small.
far the coolest dudes on Harleys in Tatchman.
really,
Yes.
I don't
It's
know.
usually-
Is that? I don't know what
well,
that's saying. How much that's saying?
And no,
Not
it's
just
just
fucking you.
it's a super
Not
hell
saying
yeah.
much.
It's a super hell yeah, brother city. It's a hell yeah, brother city.
Is it?
Yeah.
You guys are the outcasts when it comes to the type of bikes that you guys
Yeah.
are kind of riding out
There's-
there.
it's
Do
not-
they look
there's-
at you funny then? Do they Do they clown them? Not clown them,
no.
but
It's
No, they're
it's
cool.
actually just like super supportive. They're like, oh, what's that? You know, what does this do? Or
They're super cool.
yeah,
it's
what
new
is-
to them.
Yeah, what are these bars you have? You know, like they're still new to
And a lot of them are
seeing
running the shit
T-bars
now.
on
They're
a
switching their bike
touring
up.
bike.
Really?
Yeah,
Corey
yeah,
Michelle
yeah.
is switching their
Oh
shit
yeah,
up.
Oh, so you know Hell Yeah Brothers as you quote
that
them.
yeah,
As you know 'em. You know Hell Yeah Brothers.
Everyone knows Hell Yeah Brothers, man. Don't act like you're surprised right now.
Fucking
You've
Hell
been to
Yeah.
Arizona Bike Week. I don't want to hear it.
Well, okay, so Arizona Bike Week, what I see over there, if that's what they're called, but I see the affliction wearing motherfuckers. Is that the Hell Yeah Brothers?
No, this
Okay.
is an older, like
Like a
older scene.
older bike.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotcha. I know what fucking flavor you're talking about.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
that's what you have, guys. Oh yeah. Then they're probably tripping the fuck out on
Yeah.
T-bars and shit like that. Then
They don't know that there's other things to do to your bike. They just like, oh, I'm gonna get bars and slip-ons.
yeah,
But it's not like they not trying to not
That's just what they
venture
know.
out. It's just what they know.
yeah. Well, that's how our evolvement became of the shit. You know, at first, my first introduction to Harleys, the style was like Beaklas. Like that was
Same
the
here.
very first style that I was exposed to as a Harley guy. You know, with my dad, and then just the people I was hanging around with, and the events I was going to. I was going to like lowrider car shows and like truck shows and shit like that, and I would see Viklas fucking like, and I'm like, fucking things are gangster.
They
Like,
still are. They're
oh,
still- I love
oh
them.
yeah. Don't get it twisted. They never went out of gangster
No.
mode, but I was sucked into that style first, and then slowly it evolved into, you know, other stuff.
Same here. My Road King was Carlini's.
Yeah.
Big
You had Carlini's?
spoked wheel and the whole
Gangster.
V12.
What Carlines did you have?
It was the
Yeah,
Was it the gangster 18s?
Oh, 18s.
The
okay.
That had like
I
the
got
forward.
Like, yeah,
Did they have the
No,
not back? Or they
those.
had the forward.
no, not those. They were
The forward.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
those
were-
the same ones
yeah,
that
they
I
were
had
dope.
then, dude. They had a nice little like swoop
Yeah.
forward to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was fucking rocking with
bike was clean.
18s, dude. And you were mobbing up
The
there
bike was
then, huh?
clean, dude.
I think you should have.
And it was a Road King also.
Yeah, it was clean. 02, it was
Should've
Oh,
kept
mine
it.
was a 01.
yeah, it was dope. I liked
Spoke 21.
Yep.
What was it? Chrome spokes, black
it.
spokes,
Chrome.
all
little,
chrome.
Little baby white wall. It was burgundy,
Dope.
pinstriped. It was nice.
Yeah, I had like a black lip with chrome fucking spokes, and I think chrome nipples too. Fuck, I don't miss cleaning them.
Yeah.
Was it a big wheel Vikla or was it like a
That bike went through so many stages. It was actually a Road King that went through like 4 versions of the bike, but its first version was a Vikla, and it was a 18. I'm sorry, it was a 21 and a 16 in the rear. It was a
Yeah.
01.
Yeah.
So it was a 16 in the rear, and everyone was like, "Where are you getting the rear tire?" I'm all, because that motherfucker has to match. Fool, you're tripping. I'm not.
couldn't
Like-
tell you how many times he's seen unmatched freaking
Dude, I
wheels just-
cannot do it. I can't do it.
You can't what?
They have to be matched.
Okay, I was gonna say you can't.
No.
I was
You
gonna
can't
say
match
you better not be on the other end of. I can't fucking.
I can't.
I can't pay the extra to have the matching wheel.
I can't even have
Yeah, I didn't-
unmatched tires, dude.
Man.
I
Yeah.
just,
Yeah, I had to fork out that shit. I said, "Fuck that shit! I'm forking that shit out, man." Yeah, I had mine airbagged out and shit.
Nice.
That shit was dope. I made a little. I went online, figured out what you needed, and I bought a little compressor on Amazon or somewhere, and
There you go.
fucking Corvette air shocks, I think, is what
Yep.
I put on that bitch. And yeah, it's fucking $250 later. I was pimping in the parking lot and shit.
Oh, yeah.
So you want to build another one?
Oh, I don't know about that.
No,
Maybe one day.
one day.
You know,
What do you got plans for this bike?
I got to the point where everything's expensive. Like I got.
When did that end?
You know what I mean? Like I
You
did
didn't
everything-
get very far then.
Well,
Shit.
I did it, but I got to the point where I could do everything like that I know how to do. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
it's painted and it's got the bars and it's got what it needs for now. But like suspension and pipe and it needs another chunk of money.
What do you have in it right now, as far as suspension or
I've got his hand-me-down progressives in the rear right now.
shit?
good
Hand me downs
shot.
are the fucking
dude, that's
best,
good.
man.
Those are fucking $800 shocks in the rear.
Better than what stock.
It's better than anything. Anything is better than the stock.
It's just
man.
got Reinhardt's on it. I just got to get a pipe. And
Sounds
after
good.
riding behind this dude all the way here, I'm
Oh, shit.
I can hear my bike, dude.
so sick though. That full-length Pisani barks. dude.
Is that what?
Yeah,
Is
I'm
that
gonna get one.
what you
yeah,
have
I
in
mean,
there?
everyone talks shit on that last pipe I had, which everyone knows it was garbage. Is that shorty TBR that is super budget friendly?
You
a
said
little
it was
bit-
so
but,
nice though at the time.
Well, it was
No,
better than
that-
what
that
it was on
never,
there.
That pipe was never
Pisani,
nice.
dude.
It just
I'm gonna get one.
it looked all right at the time. And that's
Yeah.
what I could afford. That
Yeah,
was my
there's-
first.
There's
The
always
first
that.
stage of the build
Yeah.
was like what you can afford.
Yeah.
And then like now I'm like ooh, second, like
Now he's balling.
Now I'm balling.
Dude, isn't it stupid that we do that? Like we're like, oh, I'm just gonna buy this because I can afford it right now, rather than waiting
And do it
a
right.
little bit longer.
You pay
and
twice as much.
Yeah, you pay twice as much. And trust me,
twice.
I'm complete victim of it. I've done it.
It's all we
10
do.
times with that bike, probably, you
Mhm.
know. But it's amazing that the stupidity that we do to our to ourselves, you know. It's almost worse than drugs when it comes to, like you said.
Yeah.
I hit the point of no money for it, you know. Yeah. I hit that point too, man. There were a lot of friends that have still built way around my bike, like way past what anything I ever even had on my bike. And I'm like, dude, I can't. I'm good, and I'm not spending any more money on it. I hit a point. I hit a point where I guess priorities also change, you know.
I got kids.
I got.
I don't ride my bike a whole lot just because of life, you know. So it's like, I try to ride as much as I can, but
me too.
You know what I mean? It's not enough. So it's like,
I agree.
It's gonna look bitching in the garage most of the time. So I'm not really tripping.
And the
hard.
picture that you take and post on Instagram and shit, you know, that's gonna look good as well.
What's good about what he knows though is it looks good now, and it always looks the paint job. The next thing you know, next week I'm gonna paint this color. So he can just do that. He's got it that way,
and that'll probably
because
happen.
of his talent. You know,
that's the advantage of being a painter. You're like, you know what? I'm kind of tired of it. Just take it apart.
Shit, my S10 did. I flamed it. I put scallops.
What
on
year
it.
S10?
02, 4.3. It was clean, single cab, bagged.
I had 4.3 S10 2000, but it was an extra cab.
There you go.
Yeah,
good motors,
bagged.
good trucks. Dude.
I remember I had Eagle alloys on that bitch, man.
Were they knockoffs?
No.
No?
They were legit ones. And I remember I had and I told you we were working out at the body shop. I had 18s on it at the time. Okay. And then there was a Nova, there was a project that we were working on. And this guy it had been there forever. And he'd come and drop off some money, and then we wouldn't see him for a while. And then it finally turned into like the car just sitting there. We're like, dude, we're storing this thing. And he had the same damn wheels. And I'm like, fuck this. The guy got locked up. He ended up fucking in jail and shit.
Perfect.
And I'm like, fuck this. I'm fucking taking these fucking wheels right here. Yeah. And I took my 18s and I put them on his fucking car. And I took the 20s and I put them on mine.
He'll never know.
He'll never. And then I think mom or somebody, I don't know, came to pick up the car and took off with those fucking wheels.
Yeah,
and
those wheels are the least of his worries.
Yeah, fucking
wow. He was
man.
just happy to have some wheels at all when he got out.
Yeah.
Anything.
I love that feeling though, man. That bagged fucking feeling, just coming up and just letting
some
air
of that hidden
out.
switches it's in like I love it.
Did you like 4-link any of your shit? You fucking
yeah, it was all done up.
Yeah,
it was a clean truck, but I painted that thing like 3 or 4 times, complete base clear, like full paint jobs.
Yeah, full paint jobs are they're a lot of work, man. That's like when I was working in the body shop. That's kind of where I progressed. I went little small insurance job, like fix this bumper, learn how to fucking paint and blend this bumper, and little dumb shit like that. And then it was like, I don't want to just do this shit. I want to learn like a big fucking project and shit.
Yeah.
And that's where I. You good? Oh, sorry, man. Sorry. That's where I learned, those fucking skills. Big old fucking blocks of fucking sanding and shit. You like doing that part of it?
I hate it. My dad does it.
You don't? Do you prep?
Oh yeah, I mean,
you do all your own prep as well. Then,
sure.
yeah. It wasn't my most favorite.
No, it's
fucking
not.
Thing of it.
I like it when it gets to the artistic part. Once you're starting to, when it's sanded clear and you're starting to play with tape and the base is down, and that's when it starts getting fun.
Like I was talking, I'll say it again. I was talking to Shayna last week.
Yeah,
prep is the most important part of it. It's the most tedious, hateful. Nobody likes it. You get dirty and dusty and wet and grimy and all that crap. But everything shows in your stinking prep.
Yeah, it's important.
Especially depending what colors you do and shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you go to like events and stuff? Do you take the bike out or?
I did, not with the bike so much. We did Live Fast. That was the last time I rode, dude.
How'd you like Live Fast?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Took the wife.
Was that the first time you've been up to that one?
That was when I met your wife.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Live Fast.
Yeah.
Porky and Trevor all on.
That's right. Yeah, Live Fast is a good time.
That
Those
was a
guys
good
put on
show.
they put on a good show.
That was fun.
Yeah,
That
they're
was
already
a lot of fun.
they're already prepping for the next one. It takes a giant effort to
We're
do
going
it.
there.
I just hope it's not in the same location, man. That dirt road is just.
But you know what?
The
That
location was
nice.
pimp.
So it was cool. Don't get me wrong, but if it was
But the road
Paved all the way to the
if it was
end, huh?
paved,
dude, I'm such a clean freak. Like I
Dude,
was
that was
parking
a
my
good
bike right
bike
there, and
show.
I was like, oh my god. I go down to my bike when we leave, and I'm like, it's brown. It's brown.
I don't even know how he parked his bike on that fake grass with all the lumps and hills.
no, it was
I don't even
terrible.
know, dude.
Yeah, I
He's like,
parked my bike out there.
you're like, bring
as
your
well.
bike up here, try the seat. I am not bringing my bike up there to put on the kickstand and fall right over.
It wasn't
Yeah.
bad. It wasn't that bad.
It
The
wa- it-
turf was cool. It was just.
And the turf was hot.
It was
you know.
hot.
You know, a buddy of mine that lives here, his name's Dave, had him on the podcast a couple or before. I didn't think of that. Oh, they had where they had it this year. You made a good point. Is where they had to bring everything in there. There was no infrastructure for it. It was literally just a ranch and stuff, you know. So they had to
They
bring
did
in
a lot.
a bar and lay out turf and prep ground and do this and do that. So it had its conveniences and not. I personally, for me, I told them, I'm like, I know when people are rolling in a bike for a show and all that stuff, and then that happens and whatnot. I get it, but I'm like, for me. Honestly, the only thing missing for me was for them to say, "Hey, bring your tent and you can camp out in the back, or we're gonna have a big old fire in the evening and shit."
That'd be so dope.
Like, I'm like, it was a perfect get down for me. Yeah, it's dirt road, but it wasn't that.
I felt for the
bad.
guys that had to ride their bikes
But-
up there and then clean them when they got up there.
That's why like
Yeah, and for the show guys, it's the only thing that sucks. But when you're gonna, when you go there, I guess Live Fast Rally has always kind of been for grass. It's kind of more grassroots
Roots.
type shit.
Yeah, when you look at it that way, it was perfect.
And that's, yeah,
You know?
bingo.
Yeah.
And I think that's the vibe and stuff that they'd still like to continue. Because even when you go to like Born Free,
It's
you
dirty.
That's a
it's
good
still a
show.
fucking
never
dust
going back.
bowl.
Never
Why?
going
Why?
back. Never
Testing.
going back.
So not a fan of Born Free.
No.
What
Why?
what I remember
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
but you were also there like for Friday, I think. or
Yeah,
no,
yeah. We
all
were there
day-
for
all
people. I
day-
rode down with Porky. Porky had just
Uh-huh.
gotten his 124 build done, and he was just in time too for Born Free. That was the year that he had won Bagger of the Year.
Yes.
So we went down, and oh my god, it was
hot.
107
I
on the
know.
in the shade
Yeah.
Way down. Wow.
in the.
It was hot.
Irvine.
Are
Have
you
you
kidding
been
me?
you've been to Born
Yeah,
Free?
yeah.
Yeah.
What makes it? It's a
I-
fucking sweat drunk fest.
I know.
Going in a circle. I mean, cool. Like if people like it and that's what you like to do, then by all means go do it. But that's just not for me, man.
Yeah, and I feel you on it, man, because it's
hot.
cool to experience and go and see and
Yeah.
check out and be like, whoa, look how big of an event this is. Because it's cool to ride into the show. That's kind of a cool aspect of it where you can ride in. So it has its cool elements, but it's so big that it's overwhelming
Yeah.
big, and it's so hot when they have it that it's like, I can only be here for so long. And now if you're there just to straight up get down and party and see your friends and have a good time and go for it, that's probably the place to be, because then you're just where everything is happening. But it's hot. as
Well, also the
balls.
vendors too that are trying to get their names out there or trying to
Yeah.
continue to get business.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand that's for them too, but
It's hot.
like,
Do you have any of your stuff kind of out there on the show, kind of floating around at all right now?
I mean, I probably do, but off the top of my head, Trevor's bike, we did all the leaf work and striping on his Dyna.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I didn't know that you did all the. Okay, no shit.
And then I think Porky's gonna come through. We're gonna do some stuff on his bike.
Fucking A. Okay.
Like I said,
How did that trend? Did you kind of? I mean, how did that transpire?
Trevor, I don't know.
so I don't know, maybe because
Yeah,
he started doing the pinstriping on my shit, and
Trevor got in a pinch. He needed
and
he was doing that build off, and he was like,
Yeah.
I need a leaf guy like now. And he put something on his Instagram, and then a bunch of people tagged me, and he came up the hill and dropped off his parts, and there's that. I think we're gonna work on his next bike, that turbo bike he's doing.
Yeah, it's got a little sneak peeker. I've
Yeah.
seen him drop a couple of.
So that's coming down the
Hints and
pipeline. I'm
stuff.
excited. So
So are you gonna do the paint project
we're gonna do
on that one?
probably just leafing and striping. Like,
Okay.
You know, the
Yeah,
detail
leafing
stuff.
came out good, man. He
Yeah.
was
Came out cool.
it
It's a
came
nice
out-
ass bike.
Did he have? I don't think I've ever asked him. Did he know where he wanted it and where he wanted that laid out, or did you?
Yeah, it was kind of because that dude, Mr. Joe in Bakersfield, does all the airbrush work.
Oh, so he already
So
kind
he
of
had
it
it all taped, and it was all painted.
Gotcha.
Essentially,
Okay.
he just needed the pinstriping and clear
and the leafing and
and
stuff.
leafing. So
How I never dabbled in the leafing, man. How is that?
Go
Is that
it's like a love-hate thing for me.
is it? I've
Yeah.
never messed
when it
with
comes out
with
clean,
leafing.
it's you're pumped. You're like, fuck yeah, like life's good. This is the shit because it's rewarding when you pull it off and it comes out dope. You're like,
Yeah.
But then there's other days like where it just doesn't. You just struggle with it. I do, anyways.
And-
And it's
Oh shit.
it's tough.
What is the it's a glue, right?
Yeah,
you
it's
lay down like you basically mask off a section
Mhm.
and then you lay down some type of glue.
Yeah, you brush down some sizing, and then it's all about timing. It's all about timing as far as how that sets up.
Like how it tacks and
Mhm.
shit.
So there's like a rule. It's got to squeak when you have like your knuckle on it, and it squeaks.
Uh-huh.
Then you're good to go. What the fuck? Yeah,
That's kind of the test.
that's kind of
That's kind of the
I don't know.
You know,
Literally,
We're good.
yeah, when it squeaks like that, you're ready to rock.
That-
But if you
it's-
do it
that-
too soon, it's not gonna turn. Yeah, it's a kind of
What?
temperamental. I'm not that great. I can get by
It's
with the fake
racked up.
stuff, but like real leaf and like legit.
Oh, there's fake stuff?
yeah.
What do? You
Well,
just
like there's like legit
Danger,
gold
dude.
leaf.
Don't
that's
try it.
full on gold. That's
Don't try this at home.
3 times the amount of money, and it's a lot more finicky. Yeah,
And
I don't
it's
even
got-
dabble with that stuff. It's beyond me.
that's but it's you don't use the glue or anything like
no,
that?
you still do.
Oh, you do. Fuck.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother level of shit then, man.
What's
Yeah.
it say on there?
Yeah, I've always been intrigued on that. Like you swirl it and all that shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have different brush are they brushes or do you do it with a drill or you just hand
I do mine with the
Hand
drill.
tool.
I don't know. I just always did it with the drill, but it's actually with I spin it with 5,000 grit sandpaper. Is
Oh,
actually
is that
turns
what
it.
that turns it with?
Mhm.
That's pretty damn fine.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is. That was a secret for a long time, and now the cat's out of the bag. Now everybody can leaf like a pro.
Oh yes, I'm sure.
Seriously. People want to make money on leaf and turning tools and all the shit to do it.
How sensitive is the pressure on that though? Like,
You can get after it pretty good.
Can you?
actually, Yeah.
Really?
okay, it's not like you like like
No.
Okay.
I like the knuckle technique that you're talking about because there you go.
Exactly. But my impatient ass.
that was so what I that was fucking good.
Thank you.
That's exactly how it's.
That wasn't even an effect
don't-
that I added. That
I've never even heard that before. I've never. That was,
It's fun. Did a old timer kind of teach you that?
I'm all
or
self-taught, dude. Everything.
Really?
Yeah. Like I have some mentors, like older cats that I've striped with a lot. But like when it comes to asking questions, I'm always the guy I just
Because you're
feel weird
right.
asking questions.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
So I'd rather
Fell
fuck
over.
up 10 times and figure it out myself. I don't know why. I probably could be a lot further along if I just ask questions. But everything's self-taught.
That's interesting, man.
Yeah.
I'm an advocate for just ask. I'd like shoot your shot and ask. Like
sometimes you just
I
gotta
asked-
fuck it up yourself, though, right?
Honestly,
no, 100%.
Before the whole turning the leaf thing, I struggled with it. I had lunch with Jace from Fast Life, and he was actually the one who told me. He was like, "Oh, dude, this is how you do it." I'm like,
Okay.
Oh yeah. Went straight home. Oh
You son of a bitch! I'm in.
Nailed it.
yeah, Jace hooked it up.
That's
he
dope.
gave me the tip.
That's
You know?
dope. Passed
Yep.
on a little bit of knowledge
Yep.
for you then.
Yep.
Well, that's good. That's good to hear that type of stuff still exists and still happens.
Especially now, like, the paint community is pretty cool.
Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't because it's like, oh, you're going to take away business or you're going, I don't know. There's some type of
That's-
feel.
I'm kind of bitter about that. Like everyone and their mom hosts class now to teach everybody how to pinstripe and leaf and letter, and I think that's great. But like I was telling you before, like I like how small the community is. Like
Yeah.
the stripe, that whole art form, I like it tight, and I don't know.
Is it starting to get flooded a little bit? Like the market?
I don't know
with
how many of these
painters?
people are actually leaving these classes and like running with it. you know,
Yeah.
or just doing stuff in the garage, which is cool.
Are you starting to see it get flooded though at all? Like, do you see more
I think there's
people
more
being
people.
introduced to it, or is it? Well, there's that, and then factor in also the part of where you're located in the area that you're at. Like you said, it's Southern California. You're with the heavy hitters. You're with the big boys. So how much of that factors in? Could you, if you go somewhere else, is it the same? Do you have the same amount of work? I don't know.
Yeah. yeah, I'm sure you're right. Location.
Well, you're with some big dogs, man. Like
Yeah.
you said, dude, you're swimming with the sharks.
You're
and
gonna
shit,
get
you
ate
know?
up pretty quick. You know. Yeah.
You got to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
What type of product do you use? What's your kind of
For striping? I'm kind of in the middle. I switched from One Shot. I went to this other company. I'm not gonna really say any names. I was all about them, and I'm kind of struggling with it now. Now that I'm striping at K Daddy's, he's got these big ass paint jobs that are giant. And in the real world, like striping with this new company, I'm having trouble with it. I'm struggling, and the more I talk to other painters, they're kind of having the same issues. So it's like I've got a little bit of everything in my striping box.
Okay.
House of Color, One Shot.
What do you like to use for like paint though? Like when you're spraying, like PPG? Do you use DuPont? Do you?
I use a lot of Matrix.
Matrix. I don't even know if that was fucking something I knew about. Is that new?
Probably not. It's newer.
Newer.
Yeah, I spray a lot of Matrix for clear. I like it. It's good stuff, and it's reasonably priced. It's not crazy. You know how clear gets expensive. It gets crazy.
I remember, man, because you know, we would have the insurance work come through the job, and then we'd have the insurance work, and then we'd also have we were in a location where there was auto dealers, car dealerships, and so they wanted fast, cheap, same day, fix this bumper, something, get it here, get it out as cheap and fast as you can.
We'd always have a gallon of cheap clear and then a gallon of really good clear.
Exactly.
And you'd see that car in 2 years and it's falling apart.
Bingo.
I painted that car. Oh God. Like, you know what I mean? Because at the time that's all they could afford or whatever.
Exactly.
Yep. Deal, you know, spotting in bumpers and stuff. You're not going to put $350 clear on that.
I don't think that people realize how much, like when you have to quote a paint job, I don't know, people.
It's my least favorite part.
I know, because people probably get sticker shock with it a little bit because, you know, and to be fair, I mean, obviously you're an artist and, you know, you got to pay for that art, that ability. But I mean, you know, paint alone, you know, everything that you need, supplies alone are
my buddy Bird's
outrageous.
My buddy Bird's peach shovelhead chopper that he built for People's Champ a couple years ago. It was peach. It's just a chopper, like, you know what I mean? Tiny parts and a frame. We went to the paint store and got all the material. It was $800 and some odd.
Just material.
Yep.
$1,000.
Yeah.
Break out $1,000
for a little chopper, dude. Like,
damn.
Yeah, it's crazy.
At the same time, none of your like customers or like even buddies or friends or however you want to put it should be trying to get a hookup on paint either. Should be trying to be like, oh well, hey, you know, can you do it for $1,500? No, you know, shouldn't be like that either.
Agree.
I've said no this year more than I've ever said no, and it's my busiest year yet.
But
I'm doing
good.
what I
That's
want
why
to
you
do.
say you can.
Yeah, and when I
Which
bid
is
jobs,
good.
I'm asking, you know, money that is proper, you know.
Exactly.
So-
that is for you to, when you get to a point where you can turn down work, it's as odd as that sounds. Maybe you figure out at one point, like, okay, maybe I need to add somebody so I can take on a little bit more and I can make some more.
Yeah.
But for right now,
But that goes back to I do this for fun. It's on the side. I have my day job. We paint the B-2 bomber for a living. So it's like I have my deal. You know, I don't need to do this for a living. If I had to do it for a living, I would hate it, dude. Like I've had to do it for 6 months before and I was over it. It's not fun when you got to pay your mortgage with it, you know.
it's stressful then.
It's just not cool, you know.
Then it's a business.
Then you're saying yes to everything, and half the shit you're painting you don't want to paint,
yeah.
you know. And
What do you do?
that's when my wife was like stepped in. She was like, "This isn't fun for anyone anymore."
Yeah.
You know, I love that you paint. I like seeing you happy, but I don't like seeing you miserable when you go out there and you're painting license plates and you're motherfucking everything because you're not happy painting any of this.
Yeah.
You know? And so those days those days are done. Now if I don't want to do it, I just don't do it. You know,
You have to like what you do, right? Like
I'm not
that's.
going to take time away from the family and the kids to go paint some bullshit.
I feel you, man.
You know what I
I
mean?
feel you. You said you're not painting at home anymore, huh?
No, so my dad lives 4 miles away, and there it is.
I think it timed out the full hour. It's been an hour.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll fix that really quick. Here, watch.
Once.
Whose phone is this? That
That's
one's mine?
That one's
Yeah.
mine.
Okay, hold on. Let's do this again. Hold on. Just hit. Or I don't know. Let me see it.
Share.
Yeah, you can hit. Let me. Yeah, just give me the phone really quick.
How do I unscrew it?
Unscrew it on the side. Yeah.
Unscrew yourself.
All right, we're gonna go a little pause really quick. So we are Instagram, man, fucking me up, man. This whole thing, I'm going to ask your guys' opinion while I'm trying to do this shit.
You open it, you take a bite.
Oh no! Oh, are you opening the chip? Oh no,
Dude, it's
Dude,
got
take a
levels.
bite.
dude! There's oh
It's
my
got
gosh.
levels, dude.
Take
Listen,
a-
listen to this. One is tongue takeover.
Well, you can take over Steven's tongue.
Dude.
Number 2 is shock the senses.
All right, let's put it back in there.
Break it open.
Oh, your phone turned off here.
Damn it.
Surge of
My bad.
tears, jolt to the gut, and
Are you-
voltage overload.
Are you really gonna? Are you gonna do it?
I'll
Did
take
you
a bite.
open it? Oh
I'll
my
take a bite.
gosh, dude! Hold on. I feel like I should not go.
I have
live
nothing
right
to
now,
wash
so I
it
can
down
record
with. What are
this.
you gonna give me?
Hold on, I need to record this before I go
Take, you gonna
live.
take a bite too?
We'll go live back on there. Right
Are we
now.
doing an episode of Hot Ones with the showcase?
We're gonna we're gonna go.
Everybody.
Hold
has
on,
to do it.
actually, we're gonna go live just on. Hold on, let's do this shit live. Hold on. Hey, are you?
Fuck it up, dude.
Did you already try it?
No, I'm just gonna
Oh,
open
Lick
it
your
up.
Hey,
finger.
dog.
Let me see what it looks like.
I-
I don't care.
Dude.
It looks
Okay, let
like
me see
a
the
black.
box.
Go ahead.
Let me
Here.
see
Looks
it. What is it?
disgusting.
It was like all the levels like went through
I need
whatever.
something to wash it down.
I'm gonna
it says
smell
it's
it.
a one-trip
Don't smell it.
I'm gonna do a smell
You always
test.
smell before you eat, bro.
Made with
No.
the Reaper, what to expect, tongue takeover, shock
should.
the senses,
Let me
surge
see,
of
let me smell.
tears,
Let me smell.
jolt to the gut.
Don't get too
Dude,
close to
you
that.
sure you want to do this?
That's different, dude.
I'm not.
Hey,
I'm
that
not
don't
fucking
smell
with
hot.
it.
You got
Fuck
the
you guys.
Imodiums, dude.
Is it black? Let me
It
see.
Yeah,
doesn't smell
dude,
like
look at that
anything
fucking
we
thing.
tried. It's different. I don't think it's that hot.
Dude,
I
you're
don't think so.
tripping if you don't think that's hot.
All right, let's go.
Did you
See,
try?
smell.
Take,
We're just
dude,
gonna
take
dive
a
right
tiny
in.
chip. Take a
I
tiny
need-
bite.
I
No,
didn't
take
even
a
trip.
Don't.
big
No,
break.
no, no,
Hey,
don't go
break
nuts,
some
dude.
off. Break
Don't
some
go
off.
nuts. Don't go.
Come on.
Is
hey,
this
shit.
ASMR
Dude,
with?
don't
with
go
the-
nuts with it, dude. You're gonna. I'm trying.
Stop it. Try it. Now hold on to your
I
tongue.
would. That's a lot, probably. Oh,
Well, the
fuck off.
challenge is the chip. so-
Fuck. Oh, fuck that.
Give me some.
You too?
Give a shit. Give me some.
Oh no.
How much you take?
He's touching it with his bare
That-
hands.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't touch your eyes, dude. Make sure. Oh, dude. That was a big old chunk. Yeah, don't touch your eyes. Wash your hands and
No.
shit. Oh, I could taste that in my tongue right now. Fuck that shit.
Oh fuck!
Steven? Dude,
Yeah. Look.
I got a cut on my hey,
Oh.
I got a cut on my finger. It got in there.
You know
Dude.
what? I'm not even gonna take a drink.
Dude.
I got a cut on my
Can you
finger.
start to feel it? Are you starting to feel it?
I gotta raise it.
No, I don't feel shit.
I cut myself
Don't
yesterday.
touch
It's in
you.
there,
Do,
dude.
do you feel it?
Well, you'll
Holy
start seeing
fuck.
beef.
Do you
come
feel
out.
it? Are you serious?
Steve, try bite. It's
Nah,
not
I
like
gotta
that
talk.
jerky we had.
Dude, I'm out. You guys can keep
No,
that.
no, it's getting bad. Oh,
What do you
I'll
feel?
start leaking in a minute.
Isn't that hot?
I'm going for the drink.
Do you feel it? Yeah, you better drink. You better
Uh-huh.
drink a gallon of milk or
I'm
something.
about to steal
dude.
his beer.
Holy
I'll wait.
fuck.
Oh,
Well,
wait.
no, you don't need to be a tough guy.
Oh,
No,
No,
my
it's
God.
hot. But it's not like the jerky was.
I feel like for Paul to say it's hot. It's hot.
What? Because I'm brown, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
100%, dude.
Dude, it's gonna hurt, dog. It's
Yeah.
gonna hurt, dude. I'm out. Fuck that.
I'm
You
crying.
guys can
It's-
keep
I'm
that
starting to
shit.
leak.
You got, I
Really?
do, dog. I'm out. You guys can keep that. Now, whose idea was to buy that shit?
Steven, I need something to watch. I'm gonna steal one of your beers.
Hey, hey,
You want some water?
catch it. Catch it.
Dude, look at this.
Oh, fucking slipping.
Oh my god.
That's
Dude,
bad.
they
That's
took
bad.
the, one chip challenge.
Oh my god,
Oh,
dude.
dude.
That's bad.
I've never.
I got water.
I've seen videos of people do it, and you guys are reacting exactly like those videos.
All right,
I'm out.
Steven,
Fuck
you're next.
that. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out.
You know what's worse is I cut myself.
dude.
Yes.
Steven, you have to try it.
I will at the end.
You know what? Honestly, it's
Oh
hot.
my God.
It wasn't like that jerky though.
Dude, you're insane, man. How do
It's,
you feel?
It's hot. That jerky was hotter instantly. This
Is
takes a
it
minute, then gets you.
stopping?
No,
Is it not?
no, it's not stopping.
Is it,
No, it hurts to talk.
dude? I don't want you to like. Do I need to call an ambulance
No,
and
I'm
shit?
good. No, I'm good.
Call the ambulance. You put your head in that.
You see
cooler.
their eyes, Steven?
Oh yeah.
Dude,
Wait till he touches his.
dude, yeah.
It's gonna be good.
The
Don't.
difference that jerky was immediate. This gets you in this later.
Throw both of those away right now.
Steven has to take some.
He's gonna be so bad, dude.
Like back of my tongue hurts.
Dude, and you took a massive piece. He took a little.
They're all sober.
Fuck you. That wasn't no smaller.
It wasn't.
No.
Oh, dude. Do you guys want that other one? Steven, you want?
No, that's for the
That's gonna
podcast.
work.
I'm
That's
not
for
doing
sure.
that, dude. How much is left of the original one?
Oh, enough.
This one,
Enough.
where's the? Did you open this one?
Dude, his eyes are watering.
Dude, wait. Oh my god. Which one got open?
This one.
The back of my throat hurts.
I don't know who thought that would be a good idea.
I think it's a great idea.
I mean, I'm gagging himself. Dude.
I'm just trying to wipe the backside. It hurts.
I don't
That
think
got me back here.
I don't think that's
I
gonna
can
help.
reach that for you.
Yeah. Not
Oh
with
my
what you think. With your
gosh,
finger.
dude. Oh well. Good luck. I don't know how long that's gonna last.
It fell out.
Okay, let me go
So
back
it's
on
starting
here.
It's starting to die down now.
It is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
This
Fuck.
will start now.
Fuck that, man.
That's it. That one's like it took a minute to get hot.
I
Dude.
underestimated the fuck out of that.
I imagine so. I feel like you did. I totally feel like you did. You guys
It's
okay?
still in there somewhere.
I'm not even wiping my tears. I'm letting them hang.
Let him hang. Let him
got
fly.
I'm letting him chill the fuck out.
Let him fly.
The fucking
Steven knows what he's got coming. My ears,
Dude,
are
hey.
My ears are
Hey.
sweating.
hey. This fucking chart is absolutely correct.
You don't need to put them on, dude. If you don't want to. I can hear you just fine.
Just got past the surge of tears. Now my stomach is fucking killing me.
Dude, I'm glad you bought them for my
So,
sake.
We tried this like the world's hottest beef jerky.
Who?
It
You
was-
as well?
I bought some at
Steven,
for work.
you tried this too?
Yeah.
And me and a couple guys from work, and Steven too at work. I'm burping up hot. Oh my god!
it's hot lava.
Hot
Lava,
beer.
liquid
That
magma.
hot turkey, dude, was I don't even know how it's legal.
It was the fastest, hottest stuff immediately. This stuff, honestly, I don't think this is as hot as that was, but this is
Oh,
like
really?
Fuck you.
If you get there.
no, that jerky was like you'd eat it,
No.
you'd be scared. You're like, what did I just do?
This
You
stuff's
get
hot. Don't get
lightheaded.
me
You're
wrong,
like,
but this stuff seems
And
like
if you got it on
was
your
like,
lips, it probably fucked your
God.
lips up.
That,
too.
that jerky was like level 10 instantly. This stuff's like boom, boom, boom. You know, it takes a minute to get there.
Is yours burning down at all? Is
I'm
yours,
better now. It's just I'm all right. My ears are still fine.
Mine's-
are you taming down?
I'm all right.
My stomach hurts.
He's a
Dude,
Fuck you.
off of that little
He's a
tiny
fuck you.
chip. That's crazy.
let me get some more water there, bud.
Yeah, go ahead and I have more in the fridge if there's not enough in there. So, anyways,
Is that a first for your showcase?
that is a very
Yeah.
that is a,
That's a nice touch.
first. That was I'm glad I didn't partake. I'm sorry.
No,
but
dude, it's still plenty of chip there,
Yeah,
right
no,
there,
no.
bro.
Call me a bitch, call me pussy,
I'm not
whatever.
calling you
Call me whatever. I'm not partaking in that.
You know
one
what
right
sucks? I cut myself with a razor blade the other day.
now. That didn't
It
fucking
almost. I felt some heat, but it didn't quite get me. I don't know what would have been hotter.
help. You're gonna sweat through my
I'll tell you
headphones.
tomorrow.
He's got water all over himself. Look at it. He's a cluster. Look at he's a mess right now. He's a mess right now, dude. He's a mess right now.
I'm good.
Okay, are you all right?
Yeah.
You good? Okay. Shit.
You're on YouTube, bro.
Sorry. Yeah, you're on YouTube. It's all good. Don't trip.
Yeah, whatever.
So
Steven?
what do you,
I took one bigger than that.
dude?
That was a
Don't
good break.
don't fuck with it.
Well, mine was
I
that
ain't
size
touching
right
that
there.
shit.
No,
That's how
I'm
much
not
I
You
touching
did.
gotta
that
take
shit.
the small one of those too.
Maybe
No
at the
way,
end.
dude.
Hey, dude, it's over.
And,
That was
okay,
fast.
it doesn't
It's
matter
over.
as long as you
That
do
was
it.
fast. That was
Yeah.
10 minutes.
No,
of
that was
agony.
yeah.
That wasn't 10 minutes, was it?
I'm not interested, dude. I'm not interested.
Steven
I will
asked
leave
me,
it for
he
the
got
next
you.
person that shows up, and I will let them know that you guys
Are
took the
stupid.
chat.
Absolutely stupid.
You call it what you want. I was gonna say
We
took
had these
the-
idiots from
Yeah, I
Tasman
was
come over
gonna
and eat this chip.
way to represent it. Should be killing it.
My mouth's still
You
burning.
think you guys are fucking hard? You think I'm a failure because I go home to Starlet at night? No fucking way.
Oh, that's fucking Napoleon
Yeah.
Dynamite. Me and my friend fucking talk about that shit all the time. That's a funny fucking movie.
Break the wrist and walk away.
Yeah, that's a classic.
It
It's a
is.
movie that
That's
is about
good.
nothing. That fucking is
Just nothing.
a joy to fucking watch.
Yeah, but The
So
Cowboys
with the-
about to draft Uncle Rico for the.
Dude, all those memes are so funny.
Those are.
So with this ship, we can go into what Porky wanted to hear the campfire story. or
Yeah, Porky texted me and was
what? Talk
like,
about fire.
Yeah. campfire story. Here you go,
Campfire,
Pork.
dude. So you know those memes when you see dads or like kids pouring gas on fires and they set the whole backyard on fire?
Yes.
Yeah, that was me. How many months ago was that?
Severs his leg.
5-6
Except-
months ago,
That was probably like 5 months
Like
ago.
May or something? April.
Oh, it was
April.
March. It was March
March or
23rd,
April.
the day I set
right after my
myself
birthday.
on fire. Not even kidding.
The day after.
The
No,
day
the
I
day he
set
set
myself on
himself
The
on fire.
day you set
So I
yourself
went-
on
I
fire.
went riding that
This
day.
sounds interesting.
It was a great day. I went riding. It was awesome. I got home and the kids were like, "Hey, I want to roast hot dogs on the fire." I'm like, "I got you." Like, no problem. It rained like a week prior.
Got you.
I got this. No big deal. Lit a fire. I took one sip of my beer, lit up a fire. It's just a smoke show. The wood's wet. I'm like, what am I? It's not gonna burn. What am I thinking? You know? But I got some gas in a gas can. I'll go grab it.
Oh,
There was probably not even this much gas in the can.
That's the problem.
And I go, like, try to just splash it on, and it fucking, and it catches the can on fire. Well, I've always had it get close to the can, but I've never had the can actually engulf in
Catch.
flame. So I didn't know what it was going to do. In my head, I'm thinking this thing's going to go kaboom, you know? Like, so I ditched the can. When I threw the can, it was just this trail of fire, like on the ground. Got on my leg, up the side of my house, and my baby was right there. Dude, it was bad. So my leg's on fire, but I'm tripping because it's on the house. My wife sees the flames from the kitchen window.
Oh shit!
Yeah, dude. And the funny thing is,
and your
I'm-
leg's on fire because the fluid now
The
it's
gas-
on your leg and shit
Yep.
too.
And so it's burning until the gas is
Stomach.
gone.
Yeah.
There's no putting it out. You stop, drop, and roll ain't gonna happen. You know what I mean? It's not gonna stop.
It's gonna burn.
I'm 5 feet from the hose. I'm in such panic that I run my ass around the backyard and go the long way to the hose and then finally put it out, put everything out. I'm like, all right, that sucked, but I'm good. My wife, she's been burned before too, like real bad on her arm.
Fuck.
So she kind of knew like what to look for. I peeled my pants off, dude, my Vans, and I'm like, I'm good. She goes, no, you're not. Get in the truck. I'm like, really? It's not that bad, you know? She's like, no, you get in the truck. So I put on some basketball shorts, get in the truck. 10 minutes later, dude, when we're pulling up to the ER, I'm screaming in pain, like gnarly. Yeah, it was bad. And
It hadn't blistered or anything yet.
so
or
the next morning, so that night I was in the hospital and they were,
Well, did she see like not skin melted or
yeah,
she just
it was skin peeling off my, it was
She saw
peeled. Yeah. It didn't look bad to me, but she was
Yeah.
like, no, it's not good. So we gotta go to the hospital. They doped me up, rinse it with some water, and said go to Bakersfield the next day and have the burn. I guess there's a burn unit down there. I didn't know
Okay.
that. So dope. It worked out good. But I go down there and they're like, so that's when it blistered. I woke up the next morning, I had golf ball sized blisters on my foot, my leg. It was nasty.
Fuck.
And now I'm starting to kind of panic, like, oh, dude, it's disgusting. It looks like shit.
Now it's real.
It's real,
Yeah.
you know? So they just rip all the blisters off, all the dead skin,
Fuck.
scrub it clean. And that was Friday, right? So they said,
Ugh.
all right, you're all cleaned up. Come back Monday morning and we'll look at it. It's 2nd degree now, but it's probably going to go to 3rd degree. Like, what do you mean? It's going to keep cooking. I'm like, okay, whatever. You know, so I show up Monday and I'm like, oh, hopefully they say it's all good. You know, just keep doing what I'm doing. They were like, hell no. But sat me in this room, wife's down in the parking lot waiting for me. And all these doctors just sitting around. They're like, well, you got 2 options. You can either go home now and come back tonight, or you can just stay here. You have surgery first thing in the morning. I'm like, surgery? Because yeah, you're gonna have 2 skin grafts. You're gonna be here for 2 weeks. I had a cell phone, a wallet, and that was it. They're like, you're checked into room 5. I'm like, holy, you should call my wife. I'm like, figure it out. Like,
Wow.
yeah, it sucks.
So what'd you do? Did you go home or you stayed?
I stayed.
You
I
stayed?
just stayed. I was there for 2 weeks. 2 skin grafts. They took half, like this whole side of my thigh.
On the outside?
Yeah.
The out-
For the skin graft, they took all that.
Oh,
skin.
that's where they took the skin from.
So the first surgery was cadaver skin, and then and pig skin, and then the second surgery was mine, and that was way worse. That shit hurt worse than
Yours?
it hurt worse than the burn when they took that off my thigh. It was brutal.
The pictures and everything, because I was keeping in touch with him throughout this whole thing. That was like, let him pull it up and let
You
me
have
show you
pictures
this.
of it?
Yeah,
This
Oh,
this was
shit.
like,
it was.
Do I need to
gnarly.
prepare myself for this?
it's like when you go and think that someone gets burned, and it's like, oh, it wasn't that bad, but it was bad. Like I was like, I wasn't expecting to see it. I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah, it's kind of
Kind of punches you right in the fucking chest. I'm like, God damn.
Yeah.
Crazy.
She got my cut.
He's over here. Yeah, don't rub your eyes, man.
Your stomach hurt?
Oh,
No,
fuck. That's
don't hurt.
fucking gnarly, dude. That's fucking layers of fucking skin right there, dude.
Baconator.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
gnarly.
Yeah, that's
So
crazy.
that's on the burn is where on your leg now?
Just
Where-
like lower calf and on my foot, around my ankle.
on your left or right foot?
Left.
On your left foot, inside?
All around.
Oh, all around it.
Mhm.
Okay.
So I got like a little bit of nerve damage because whenever it burns around the limb, they say you're gonna have nerve damage, and I still feel it.
Fuck,
Yeah,
man.
it's crazy.
Ghost pains,
Like
ghost.
like tingling.
Yeah.
So that's from where they took your skin.
Yeah.
Wow, they went deep, dude.
Skied
Like,
it
Not
off.
really, dude.
no, it looks like it
Couple
went
thousand
deep,
stuff.
It
dude.
didn't go that deep,
I mean, it
but
looks
it leaks. It sops with that dermal fluid and blood.
Plasma
I woke
and all
that
that
night.
shit,
I
yeah.
was laying in the bed.
What do they put over it to
They
like
put this
to,
like skin shit on there and they wrap
Cheesecloth
it.
or something?
Yeah, like this cloth that like sticks on it. When that cloth peels off on its own after like 2 weeks, then it's healed. It's weird.
It's a fucking trip,
Yeah,
dude.
it's a trip. So
That's
that night
a
when I
trip.
was laying in the hospital, I went to like adjust myself when I was sleeping, and I just remember sloshing in the bed. Like everything was soaked, dude. I woke up the next morning and just everything, the bed, the sheets, the pillows, everything was blood.
From that thing gooping and
Yeah,
shit.
dude, it was disgusting.
Oh man. So damn, you were so that was you were had to be there for 2 weeks for that,
Mm-hmm.
and then they put you like go to like hospice or I don't know. You go home and you
I
like gotta
had
recover.
nurses,
and shit, right?
nurses came to the house for like a week, changed my dressings and shit. But yeah, it was brutal.
Fuck, man. That's a
Burns suck. Like
yeah.
road rash would be the same, like they gotta scrub it and treat it the same way. You can get skin grafts for road rash too, It'd be like the
Yeah,
same.
burns, man. That's a brutal.
It's a pain that never stops. That's the thing. Like it's just excruciating pain that just never lets up.
Yeah, because you literally are burning. You said, I mean, when you put out a fire, it doesn't just like the fire doesn't just go out. You burned yourself. You
So when you put out a campfire and there's still coals in the morning,
Smoldering,
Bingo.
yeah.
you
that-
know what I mean? That's
your
That's
leg
your
is
leg.
that's your leg, fucking like still smoldering.
Or
Yeah.
his tongue or his throat or stomach.
How are you guys feeling on those
Dude,
things?
Fine.
the stomach just got done hurting.
Are you?
I'm ready for another bite, bro.
No, you're tripping.
I'm just kidding.
Is your tongue
No.
or anything feeling?
No, no,
You're
it's
good.
cool.
You're back
Yeah,
down to
it's
I'm-
normal.
finally better a little bit. It still burns. My stomach's still a little
Start,
bit.
yeah.
Fuck,
I'm
that.
good.
Not bad.
Still not
as bad as
interested.
his leg was.
That was what a good from conception to now. That was a good 15, 20 minutes.
solid 20.
Yeah.
Well,
not
this
bad.
it stopped like 5 minutes ago, so
Still,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That's
finally
not-
cooling
it
down.
wasn't terrible.
not a selling point.
It's chip weight. Hey, chip weight for Steven right now.
You're still not fucking selling me.
Waiting for him to eat his.
I'm good.
I
Let
don't think
it
he's.
burn,
I don't
Steven.
think he's.
You
fucking-
live by that let
Yeah,
it burn
choice,
shit.
Dude, I'm good. I got y'all top.
You don't have a choice.
Hey, so what can I ask? What you like your day to day? Like, what do you kind of? You don't maybe have to say, but what is your day to day? Like, what are you normally involved with? You don't have to say the company or anything like that, but
Our day job, we work aerospace. So
Okay.
We actually work on the B2.
oh no shit.
Yeah, so we paint that.
Oh, so you paint also then
Yeah.
as your.
I'm telling you, dude.
This was all
People that know me know.
Wait a minute, then.
I paint. That's it, dude. Like through and through, every day, all day. That's all I do. If it's a paintbrush or aerospace shit, it's paint.
Is painting aerospace stuff any different?
It's a lot different.
Is what is like
It's all different
because I would imagine weight and other things. I don't know, like have to be a factor into it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't say a lot about it, but it's not
Really?
for looks.
No,
what
of
I mean?
course
It's
not.
definitely not for looks. So
I would imagine it's more
Yeah.
for like a sealant, like just to.
the B2 bomber stealth.
Oh,
So
that's right.
that's I
Dirt.
can't talk too much about it, but that's
Wow.
what the coatings are. You know
I
what
gotcha.
mean?
I gotcha.
That's what we do.
That's interesting though.
Yeah,
How
so-
how did you get involved in?
I needed something steady. Like body shop commission work was not
Gotcha.
happening, and
Is it government work or is it contracted government
through the Air
work?
Force. So the
Through
is
the
our
Air
best-
Force.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Were you ever or you're a civilian that does
Yeah.
Air Force or government
just paint
work?
background, and I knew someone in there that got me in.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I've been there 8 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's, I'm sure, for you've got a family and shit.
That's got my
man.
retirement, medical, and all
Bingo.
that. That's my bread and butter.
Bingo.
It pays the bills, and then,
Yeah.
like I said, all the custom stuff is all for fun.
Okay.
It's all for. That's why I still do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's why you can turn away work still. You can.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, dog, get out of there. Sorry.
Exactly.
Dog wants a chip.
No, no chips for the dog.
You're a piece of
Get
shit.
the chip away from the dog, okay?
Potato chip.
Oh, look at that little rat, dude. Look at he's cute.
No,
She's cute as hell.
No, my little rat.
Look at your little rat pup. Oh my god, take it easy.
Wow.
Some jazz flute in the background.
Here, take a chip.
I know. This is my. Damn, boy, you're pretty good.
Boots and pants and boots and pants. Boots and pants and boots and pants. Dog bites you, dude. Look at dog's tripping on you right now.
He's tripping.
Oh my god.
Oh.
You're gonna get bit.
Go get it.
Oh my goodness.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? All right. Oh, sissy, man.
All right, Steven, your turn. Eat some.
No, I'm not touching that chip. Well, I know what you mean by having the stability, man, because I got to do the same thing, man. I'm here doing this and traveling down this path of media outlet and I don't know whatever it is I'm kind of doing. I'm figuring out the whole new thing. I'm still in kind of figure out mode, but I have stability somewhere else, because I do have a family, and as men, we just have to we have to take that into consideration when we're doing stuff, and if just doing body work in custom paint work isn't going to do it for the family, you got to provide in other ways,
For sure.
Fuck, I'm grinding all the damn time, dog. I got my regular job. I go and umpire so I can put my kid through private school like 3 nights a week. I do this shit, then I got to go and edit these podcasts and upload them, and I'm constantly going. I bring it upon myself, but I'm the person that needs to stay busy. I gotta stay on that same, whatever. If something falls off, I feel like I gotta replace it, I guess, with something else. I don't know why I do that to myself, but
I know what you mean. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
The wife is always telling me just slow down, stop, take a day off.
100%.
I can't sit still.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
At 5 a.m, I'm making coffee. I'm out in the garage working on something. I just
Well, no, on the weekends, maybe not 5 in the
you.
morning, but
straight up, dude.
I'm out there working on shit.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. I love it though.
That's just grind mode though, dude. That's just kind of even when I'm just here around the house, I'm the only man around this house. I have 3 girls, a wife. Both of my dogs are females. So, He's
wow.
That shit counts.
Oh man, wow.
Dude, yeah,
Wow.
it's all girls around here. My point is that dad pretty much handles the chores and the
dad
outside
things.
and that type of shit.
Yeah.
And besides all the other stuff I named,
Daddy daycare.
I got to come over
Daddy
here and handle
daycare.
all that business as well, So that keeps me busy and keeps me active. There's always something to do, and leaves to brush or whatever.
There's always something.
There's always something to do. I can't stay still. It's hard for me. There's a certain time that I will stay still, and when I get home and I umpire during the week, it's usually Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night. I get home for 4:30, see the kids for an hour and a half, take off and go work. When I come back, it's 10 o'clock. They're asleep and whatever. Then I take an hour to myself because I can't just fucking fall asleep. I'm all right, an hour. And then I'm watching TV for a little bit and I'm okay, now I can go to bed. That's the only time I can really actually turn it off. And even then, man, I'm still, because I'm trying to mess with my Instagram and do all this other stuff. Even then, I'm still trying to make a post or do this or
stay active.
I need to message you about this weekend. Oh shit, I got to do that.
Staying present.
Yeah, it's
Staying up to
still
date,
it's always something, But I also am learning to take your wife. Is that your wife's advice in that for myself is take a break every now and then.
She keeps
pause.
me in check. 100%.
Yeah.
Paul and Jimmy, they both know. She's my man. Yeah. I wouldn't be where I'm at if it wasn't
Cheers,
for her,
Tara.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, fucking.
Hi, Tara.
Yeah. She's the shit, man.
Tara's her
She's
wife.
listening.
Tara's her wife's name.
She's awesome.
You got to have a solid one behind you, man.
She backs me. She keeps me in check. You know what I
Oh.
mean? Yeah.
You have to, dude. Like,
cool.
especially if you're gonna, you can. Maybe you guys have heard it on Instagram and stuff, but I mean, it's always kind of held true. But there's this thing which you can that like if you're gonna be with a guy that hustles and grinds and works, you're gonna have to sacrifice some time and a little bit of stuff with them and stuff, and you're gonna have to be, find where you can squeeze in time to spend with each other and be with each other. And I got to do that myself as
we could all work
as a
on
husband. Yeah, I got to work on that myself a little bit more in that same aspect. But if you're gonna be with the type of person sounds like yourself, and I definitely know hand in the air myself where I'm like, listen, I'm a go-getter, I'm a hustler, I'm a grinder, I got to figure out a way, like I lost a source of income over here to help me provide for my kid to be able to go to private school. Well, okay, I got to flip gears. That income's gone. Where am I going?
next?
Where am I going? I got to go find a different way to replenish that shit. And it doesn't mean I guess I got free time. No, I means I got to fill that fucking time, you know. That's the grind. That's
it's all
the
about
hustle,
balance, man. Balance.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard, but everything in moderation.
Except for
truth,
moderation,
man.
or including moderation.
Everything in moderation, including moderation.
Including
moderation. No, everything in balance, man. Especially like you got kids.
Kid.
Singular. You got kid.
I have kid. And first and last, mind you.
That's it?
That's it.
One and done?
One and done.
Okay, Steven, you believe him? One and done.
I said that too.
Listen,
bingo.
Listen,
That's exactly why I said that.
Listen, I'm gonna say this, and this is not an offense to anyone or anything. It's me and my wife and I. We have, and I'm proud to say this, and I'm just a great relationship. We didn't need to incorporate any children. We both felt mutual about that.
I got you.
We didn't. We were traveling. We're having fun. Our careers are in check. We didn't want to, and we didn't need to incorporate children, including the one that we have right now. He wasn't planned.
Yeah. Most aren't, dude. Most aren't. Come on.
We went to Mexico. We went to the El Diablo run.
Oh yeah.
And
happened there, huh?
No.
Shortly after.
No. Small story, but we had Montezuma's Revenge was bad with that one. We were all sick. And at some point after that, we had done the business, and she had a plan B pill because I was like, oh, this might be close. Plan B pill didn't work.
Doesn't sound like it worked.
Baby's here. It wouldn't change it for the world. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
That's like, oh crap, I have my little boy, or I have my little, but another one, absolutely not.
No,
absolutely not.
I get it, man. If it wasn't planned for you and it wasn't really in the cards, and my brother is like, if I'm pretty sure not going to have kids. He's made it pretty, and like even when he's holding his niece, my kids, and he's holding them, and he's like, oh, I don't know what to do. Like if they start fussing, he's like, oh, he's panicking mode and everything. He's like so anti-kid, but he's doing.
I'm not anti-kid though.
No,
I love kids. I'm baby whisperer. like I love kids. I just didn't
he was doing
want that for myself.
He was doing what you were talking about, traveling and moving.
Correct.
And like going and checking out places and stuff,
doing our thing.
Exactly. And dude, these people that live 2 houses up, not we're gonna glorify the lives that we don't have anymore because we have kids, but these people that live two up from me, man, they don't have kids as well, dude. They're established. They got careers. They got jobs. They got a camper, rock crawler. They're out on the weekends all the time. And I'm on the other side of it. It's two-sided, right? It's balance, or kind of like what Steven was saying. But it's also you've lived the life of that, and now you're going to experience the family portion of it. I have also lived the life of with my oldest daughter, who's 15. Her and her mom and I split when she was 2. And so it was 50-50. So dad weekend, mom weekend, dad weekend, mom weekend. And dad was, she was only 2. So I was like 26 when we split. So dad was 26. Dad was like, let's go out, baby. So dad had his weekends and shit, And so I had that part of it a little bit. And then I also still had the family part of it. I guess in that sense, I was grateful to have it, but it's a different hit now, man. Now I'm a little bit older and shit. And I'm like, kids, I don't know. Sure. Yeah, you kind of you'll trip out, dog, when they get to be like, well, when she starts talking more, and then boy or girl,
boy,
when he starts talking more, and then he's you'll be like, oh shit, that's me.
It's undeniable. Me as hell.
Is it?
Oh my god. He's a little white boy because my wife is white as hell. She's like Irish Canadian. White as hell. So, but boy looks like me, just a little white me.
Well, that's dope,
Yeah.
man. That's dope, dude.
Yeah.
Like, cherish it, enjoy it, and especially, I guess my advice as a dad of 3. You also, right?
Yeah.
You're a dad of 3. My advice as a dad of 3, and me being, like I said, I had one at 15, and now I got him again.
Thank you.
Enjoy it, and because boy, it does go by fast,
It goes
dude.
quick, dude. We just
Damn,
Will
dude.
do.
Put our
Will do.
oldest in kindergarten this year, and I was like,
That's fast.
she'll take me like, hey, take her to school this morning. I'm like, all right. She's been in there for like a month. Every time I drop her off, dude, I'm like, this is
Weird.
it doesn't get any easier. I tear up every fucking time.
Do you really?
Yes.
Like, gosh, damn.
I sit there, I'm in the car, I just watch her, like, just
That's my, yeah.
where
Do
do
you still get to walk her across the street or to the school?
I walk her down, yeah, and someone takes her and they stand under a tree in line and then they take out.
Gotcha.
I sit there in the car and cry.
As he take another swig.
Yeah.
I remember.
Eats another one of these
She going-
chips.
is
He
she
needs
Valley
to eat.
or
Cummings Valley.
Cummings Valley?
Yep.
I remember the first one. I don't remember. I think it was, let's see, maybe second grade. The first one where my daughter goes, I could go, Dad. I'm like, oh, or I did. She didn't want
Damn
me.
it.
She didn't need me to get out of the car and like walk her. It started with a little bit more. It started with I didn't need to walk her across the street. Let her cross the sidewalk, and then it turned into, you don't have to get out,
Just
Dad.
take the bus now.
Yeah, and that was like, oh,
Yeah, I'm not
But
looking forward.
now I got 2 more to do it all over again. Woohoo!
Yay!
Yay!
Papa Ray.
No shit, man. I know. And all girls, and then my wife's asking a boy. She's like, I want a boy.
No way. You guys are still pushing?
Listen, I'm not. I think what I have come to the
just
conclusion on a little bit on this is, I'm gonna be 40 this year, and
There we go.
if it doesn't happen, I think by the end of the year,
You're just
I think snippy.
snippety.
Yeah,
dude.
by then, I would like to have a boy like every guy, does. And I had my chance at my boys in 2019. We lost them, and it didn't.
Sorry.
Yeah, thank you. It wasn't in the cards for me. God wanted me to be a girl dad. That's for sure,
That's
man.
fine.
So he
That's
gave
cool.
me 2 more girls, but I would. My wife does want to. She would like to have a boy, so she's like, "You want to try one more?" I'm like,
Yeah, but no.
You're gonna get twin boys.
dude, oh my god, yeah. Well, because after you get pregnant with twins once, then you're more susceptible to it happening again. So yeah, even with
Never know.
with our other after we lost our boys, what are you?
Hi, baby.
Dog.
Yeah.
After we lost our boys and we found out we were pregnant, we went to go do the first ultrasound and shit. Well, we were both like, "Oh shit, is it gonna be twins again?" Like we had no idea and shit.
Gotcha.
We were expecting, we didn't know what to expect and shit. But kids, man, older age, I like them. Man.
Yeah.
I'm all right with them, dude. So you'll enjoy it, man.
No, I'm
Yeah.
I'm loving every. I am a
He's a good dad.
dad.
Yeah.
I was
That's good
absolutely
then.
meant to be a dad. I
So
wouldn't change it for the world.
so even regardless of whether it's
How you
like
felt
you
about it
said,
before?
exactly, bingo. It's like
Out the window.
It's
Yep.
not that feeling has changed, mind you.
dude. Even
I have a kid now, and
Yeah.
I still understand how I wanted to choose not to have this, but
yes.
now it's here, it's in my face. It's like, gosh damn it! Like I have a little heart next to my old heart.
Yeah,
Like I love him with. I don't know. It's
yeah.
you guys know.
Yeah,
It's so weird. It's like a weird.
It's a different hit, man. It's a totally different hit. I mean, true. Be real. Like a lot of kids, like pretty sure my oldest knows. Like it wasn't planned. It wasn't like I was 24. I was a young kid, and I wasn't expecting it. And even like my mom, I remember when I told my mom. Like when I told my mom, I was like, oh shit, I gotta tell my mom. And I was like, I was 24 when she was here, but I was told my mom when I was 23. So it was even like I was even younger.
Holy crap!
Yeah, I told her then, and then you're waiting 9 months for baby to come. But I was 23 at the time, and she didn't take to it like very, very good.
Well?
Yeah, she didn't. She's like, you're 20, I get it at the mom and shit, but in the long run, like you said, At the time, I didn't expect it. And it's not what necessarily the thing that I planned. But now my mom can't friggin' envision her without her granddaughter. And
It's grandparents are weird.
dude, like
Parents are weird with their grandchildren. Not
yeah.
weird. I'm not saying weird, but it's like
They have this bond.
this. Yeah, it's like I need to love that child.
Yeah.
Like it's like
Well,
They've told me it's different than their own kid.
Yeah.
They're just like there's something different about it. You know.
we'll get
I'd
there.
imagine so, dude. It's your kid that had a kid like what I did. My kid is responsible enough to have now their own and raise their own and stuff. And that, I guess it's that sense of accomplishment as well to go like, okay, I did all right. I got my kid is raising another kid. I did okay. You know, I did well enough for him. But the other thing too, is that you can just go, all right, we're done here.
Yeah,
Go back
here
home.
you go.
You know, you can just hand them right back to mom and dad and shit, you know. That is also the advantage of that.
Yeah.
You know, like when we watch our friends' kids here. Okay, we're done. See you
There
later.
you go. Bye.
Yeah, bye. Yeah, play date. See you later. Okay, we're out here. But you still gotta, I gotta do this better. You guys too on some like man shit. I gotta date my wife a little bit more. You got young kids. You got young kid. You have wife, girlfriend.
My girlfriend has 3 kids, and they're good kids. Huh?
Are they older? So you just don't have kids of your own,
right?
No, I was married and I divorced, but
okay.
Besides that, I have a girl. She has 3 kids.
But you're around kids then.
Yeah.
Okay. What are their ages? Older?
9, 11, and 14.
Oh, they're older then. Yeah, they're older then.
They're good kids.
Yeah,
but they're like my own.
Yeah, I had to not had to. That's totally wrong choice of word. I chose
good
to.
Kids.
I chose to be a stepdad for a while. It's a role, man. Like you got to be a certain mindset to step into the life of somebody else's kids and be a father figure and shit. And even regardless of whether the dad's involved in the life or not,
but that don't matter because
exactly
I mean, if he is or not. I mean, it's
not bad to have another strong male role model around. You know,
some people aren't mature enough to do that though.
Yeah,
some people are just like, oh, you know, like, what do you mean?
I know.
What do you mean you're gonna be around my
dad? He thinks bad of me,
my kid, you know.
Good to me, it doesn't matter. And I don't say nothing bad about him. It is what it is.
100%.
You know, that's not my business as far as he goes, but it is. You know,
well, in a world of, I'll be real, like where masculinity almost feels like it's. I wouldn't say not cool, but it's like masculinity is declining. It feels like sometimes
it's equalizing.
Is that what they call it?
It's not declining. It's not being taken over, but it's equalizing.
What with femininity?
Yes.
Oh,
it's like
it's okay to break your toenail or break a fingernail.
Yeah, it's like
ouchie, and if you're a guy.
No, it's like Happy Father's Day, but also Happy Father's Day to the mothers out there that are being fathers.
The problem is,
I'm sorry.
No, you're. I mean, you're right.
There's some truth, but it's like
it's the beginning of the softening process. That's the problem.
There's not some truth to it. There is truth. There is truth to it. But to like tie it into what we're talking about, like. To be another like father figure and somebody else, it's all right to have more masculinity or another male figure around because of what you're talking about. What'd you call it?
Equalizing.
That makes it sound better for them, but not. For,
what do you mean them? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, watch what you say.
Yeah,
easy. Don't say that because you're gonna get me canceled in something because you don't.
You're on a podcast.
Yes.
Hey, calm down. That shit right now.
I know. I'm already.
You don't need any more heat.
No, I know. I don't need any
Subject
more heat.
change.
Yeah. Hey, why are you? Is the cancel culture that we're right now? They're going after Showcase.
Dude, I've gone down the path of what it is. What can I? What? I guess I've just gone down the path of logic, and it feels like that's what's happened. I've just been reported in some capacity. Don't know who, don't know what, don't know why. Still haven't figured that out yet. No, but I think the best move, after analyzing everything is and even like up to today, my move has changed, but I think it's the best thing to do is move away from a Harley Showcase name. As much as I don't think it's wrong, because I see a lot of other stuff that's Harley something or Harley branded. I also think it may be the logo that's gonna fuck me in the long
because the brand. It's the label of it's the logo of a brand.
What if we equalize that?
Well, it's got.
I'm just saying.
Just make it
There's
pink
nothing
and it's
wrong with it.
okay.
There's
No, I
nothing
think you're
wrong
right.
with
So you're
it.
gonna have to do something like you can't label it. You're gonna have to be like 2-wheel showcase or
Oh,
think you
that's
could
actually pretty good.
2-wheel show.
what
See?
up, baby.
See, and I'm totally open. Like, to be legit, I'm trying to ask people, like, because you've been a follower of it for a long time, you've been a supporter of it. All of you guys, you
Yeah,
know, have been supporters of it, and I truly appreciate it, and that's why you guys are still fucking here, and we're still riding with it and doing as it is. But I want to ask also, because I got ideas and thoughts in my head, but it doesn't mean that it makes sense or it's maybe the right way. You got to ask input, right? You got to ask people their opinion. And I mean, part of me wants to like go more like, my thought is go like garage related, but my niche and my love and my passion and my shit is those. It's Harleys.
Well,
It's
there's nothing wrong with
motorcycles.
that.
No, and
But-
so like what I've rebranded it as of right now, because that's what I'm trying to sort out. What I do know, what I do know right now is just kind of I need to just step away from what it was and just make that happen now and quit just know that I got to just step away from that. And so that's that's why I just like, all right, I'm at where I'm at right now, but my niche and my love, my passion, my desire, my everything are the Harleys, are the motorcycles. The obstacle to that is that it niches me to that a little bit more. See, I got a C10 back there, and I got a Mercury Comet back there, and I got a father-in-law that does race
What
stuff.
year's that Comet?
And 63.
Yeah, I want that thing.
I got a
Give
friend that does
3,500
LS
right
fucking
now for
LS engine swaps, and I got like a friend that does hydraulics and has lowriders and C10 clubs, and I got shit all over the
So
place,
garage
right?
life is a blanket.
So
for
it
everything.
kind of covers it and it gives me that aspect, but that's my niche, that's my love, that's my passion and shit. So I'm kind of like,
Nothing wrong with that.
yeah.
Does
so
that make you go like talk to people directly related to Harleys only?
I feel like, okay, so if like, for example, I'll give you the example that has played over in my head as to like what would separate like who I can bring onto the podcast and the type of guest I can kind of like sit down and talk to is if my name is Harley Showcase and I have a friend who's named Nacho who's here has a 805 C10 club. They're all C10s. Well, the Harley Showcase stuff doesn't really fit. They're going to be like, hey, we're on the Harley Showcase podcast. Well, Harley Showcase,
yeah.
it doesn't, although I can sit and rap with them and totally conversate with them and we have a shit ton in common and probably people that already know about it would listen. It just, for them, they may not even want to come and sit down with me. Now, he knows me. He's a friend. He would come and kick it. But if I'm going to go and approach somebody like, hey, you may be interested in coming, I would like to talk to you, and they're nothing to do with Harleys, they're going to be like, well, that's not really kind of up my alley type thing.
I see where you're going.
So the garage life stuff, because when I think back on what I started with, which was basically like a stand like this with a ring light right there. And when I go back and I watch the first video of what I posted of what this was going to be about, it was about like sitting in the garage. I was drinking a beer, talking to you about your bike, hearing about what you said and just bullshitting with you. And then it monstered into this, what it is now, what we're sitting at and doing now. Right. Yeah. So that's the kind of crossroad, I guess you can call it, of where I'm at with what direction, because the niche is that. And if I'm going to keep it that, I need to find a name. And that was actually like
2-wheel showcase.
2-wheel showcase. I mean, that's pretty, that kind of narrows it down to at least motorcycles.
But then you'll have to segregate the two. You'll have to do something that involves motorcycles and something that involves your C10 or your your garage life covers both of them.
But I wouldn't do that. I kind of want to just do one. I want to just do one, and to me, honestly, it's not that it doesn't matter, but the love and the passion and the first love is the Harleys.
Gotcha.
Like that's first and foremost. I've done mini trucks and C10s and I've been, old trucks and boats and like I've fucked with everything. I've been a painter. I've built stuff. So I look around. There's a shit ton of tools in here that you'll find to get a job done around this house, whether it's taking apart a little engine on a lawnmower, whatever the fuck it may be, That's the fucking lifestyle that I kind of live and I'm involved in, and I talk to people and shit. And so I can bring in a shit ton of people in that sense where I have more of a audience to maybe reach.
Yeah.
But I've also said I've never really been in it for the masses. I don't know. Honestly, now that I kind of laid it out there, what is your like gut feeling?
I just think you like to talk to people.
I do. I do.
Just-
I do. Like
I
I
think you
enjoy
should-
I enjoy breaking bread like we are.
Yeah.
I think I don't think you should limit it to motorcycles.
I agree with
Because the
Steven.
sense of you're
Yeah.
a social dude and you like to talk to people, don't limit it to motorcycles. That's just going to be
If Garage
struggle.
Life is going to
Just-
cover it, then-
Garage Life, whether you keep that name or you change it. Or
Yeah,
whatever,
I like the Garage Life name just doesn't. It's like
it's not appealing to you.
It's not. It's not. It's like it covers the concept, but it's not like what it's not hitting. And I know where I'm like, okay, if it's not hitting for me, it's just not
that's how I felt
right.
with mine.
It's-
It still
yeah.
doesn't hit. But I just roll with it. You know?
And maybe that's what I need
But
to do.
You need to be in love with it, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta like it.
The other thing too is because I'm also in that transition mode of like, fuck, I'm letting go of what I did build and what I did like kind of put together.
It's tough.
And there's a transition mode of going into what I am now. It's I don't want to let that part of it go, which is why now I'm ping-ponging back in my head of going, okay, well, maybe I bring it back into just that like I started, but I rebrand it to something more generic, not specifically with the Harley name and that type of stuff.
And the people that truly follow you will know it's based around motorcycles because they followed you.
that
Or
yeah,
they'll know soon.
I will know. The disadvantage at the moment, now that it's not branded Harley Showcase or Harley anything at all, is that the people that did know about it as that and don't know are gonna have a hard time finding it with the way that it is now.
Yeah.
But in the long term, man, and this is part of what you guys were asking me. Have you said this is part of what I recorded in a podcast? In the long term, the smartest thing for me to do if I'm going to keep rolling with it, and seeing where it goes and maybe how big or small it gets, whatever it may be, in the long run, the better move for me to do now, although bitter, is to rebrand it to something that's more generic in that sense, where it's not going to be so, Harley branded, so to speak. I mean, look at it. It's pretty close, so the best thing to do, because if it grows giant, well, that's going to be a problem, so you gotta, I think the best thing to do is get ahead of the game. Yeah.
It's happening now.
And to be truthful, man, to be honest, like I'm really glad that you came, one, because we do these, they're way better in person.
Yeah.
But blessing in disguise, like you say, the podcast, the Instagram thing was cool, and that was growing, and the page was growing. But the podcast is actually what is really like kicking and jumping. Like that's getting way more downloads than anything than the Instagram stuff was getting. So it's like a shift,
Podcasts that's it right now. Like everybody's on that. You know what I mean? Like I told you, I commute. I spend a lot of time in the car. All I listen to is podcasts.
What other ones do you listen to?
Oh man, a lot of paint stuff. I've listened to Jason's episode 1.
Okay.
Rogan, obviously.
Listen to Rogan.
Some comedians.
Okay.
I switch it up. Some health stuff, like a little bit of everything.
It's interesting how there's so much stuff. Do you guys listen to podcasts at all? So
Mine's more than like
good.
like along like
no, you're good.
I listen to a lot of like
I listen to radio or
businessmen
He's
and
on AM
investors
radio.
and stuff like
AM
that.
radio.
Like
Okay.
like, I listen to whatever like
Traffic
pops up,
radio.
like what's good for money, like
But podcast perspective, or
Traffic radio.
just you mean like radio or whatever.
yeah, this is just people on YouTube talking about business.
Gotcha. Well, if you don't listen to podcasts, if that's what you're looking for, and if you listen to podcasts, there's probably a chance that there's somebody that has a podcast for exactly what you're
100%.
what you're
There has to
listening
be.
for, dude.
Business.
Oh,
investing?
yeah.
Come on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. That's all out there.
That's all out there. But
Yeah.
like, if you don't commute or have that,
I don't have enough time. Yeah.
I'm in the car, so it's an hour drive.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you don't always. The good thing about them is my drives are sometimes only 20 minutes long, but the good thing about at least for myself is they keep my mind kind of stimulated a little bit. They get me thinking, and some of, depending which ones you listen to, like Joe Rogan probably, or other one, but you'll get some news. You'll at least be kind of maybe caught up on some current shit that's going on and stuff,
Without watching the news.
Yeah, so it'll kind of, I don't know, it kind of keeps the mind. I guess it falls back on that whole thing. Like I always got to feel like I'm doing something.
Well, that's what I tell the wife. It's like I listen to these podcasts and actually learn something.
Bingo.
You know,
Gotcha.
instead of listening to the
How
same
long is your
song.
commute?
It's exactly an hour.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I mean.
a good.
But that's a
gosh
solid
damn time.
podcast. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Not a Joe Rogan one.
not a Joe Rogan podcast,
Dude, that's
No.
a king, dude. Like when it
Yeah.
comes to podcasting, look at, I mean, how long do you guys think we're at right now?
An hour and a half.
2 hours. We're coming up on 2 hours right
shit.
now.
1 hour
It
and
happens
51
quick.
He
minutes.
does.
I can
He
see it.
does. And we actually, I hit it like 5-10 minutes before we even like
Haven't
really
started.
like started.
Yeah.
Homeboy does what, like 3-hour podcasts like a day,
And you want to listen to the whole
a
thing,
day. Not all of them, not all of them.
but you're pretty caught up in it.
You know which one I do listen to almost daily? Adam Carolla.
Yeah,
I listen to Adam Carolla's podcast quite often because it's got a variety of a lot of stuff. It's some comedy, it's some news related stuff. I don't know. It's just
I've heard about his a lot lately. A lot of people listen to him.
Yeah, it's just a good variety of
Yeah.
a lot of different stuff. It's not just one thing specific.
Yeah.
He does skits on there. He'll
Yeah.
do a little rant on shit, and
Yeah.
he's a realist, man. Did you ever hear he did a interview with Gavin Newsom maybe like 9 years ago?
Oh, dude.
And once in a while he'll play some clips and stuff from when he. This fucking bitch listens to me all the time, dude. It's so scary, dude. But he did an interview with him maybe like 9-10 years ago, and he'll play like clips from that interview periodically on his podcast. He's like, "Oh yeah, here's what Gavin Newsom said. Da 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 da. Here's when I asked him," and it's so fucking funny just to hear him go in on him, dude. Oh, he was hammering him, so it was fun to watch and fun to listen to. But you should, man, try look up some podcasts. Just type in business or something, business podcast, and probably somebody that you've listened to on YouTube.
Probably, but that's how
probably has a podcast and shit.
A lot of
Yeah.
them go to clips on YouTube,
Oh yeah, that's
Like they
right.
do
They
their
have a bunch
podcasts.
of little.
and they just do their clips.
It's a bunch of short shit. Yeah.
That's the way to stay up on it.
That's
what-
it's funny
That's
that
what I
like
stumble upon all the time.
like Adam Carolla and some of these guys that did them way early in the day. They're like, "What the fuck are you doing? Doing a podcast and shit?" And they're like, "What?" And
If you're
now,
not doing a podcast now,
yeah, now it's like I'm like who? Now I'm just this tiny little thing in this doing.
I wanted
this,
to do one,
fucking
and I was like, I
podcast,
just don't know
dude.
how you do a Pinstripers podcast. I don't know how you would do that. Like it seemed like you would just run out quick. And guess what happened?
Bueller.
Pinstripers podcast is now a thing.
Yeah,
And it's great. I listen to it all the time. I'm a big fan.
Bueller.
But it's like it's crazy.
It's an actual
Bueller.
podcast.
Yeah,
That's pretty niche specific, though,
exactly.
right there.
I thought I shot it down in my own head because I'm like, it's not gonna go far. You know what I mean? It's such a small community, but
So how many episodes are they in?
fuck, I think they're on like maybe 10 or 12.
That's dope.
So it just started, but they do a good job.
That's
You
dope.
know.
Where are they? Do you know where they're based out of?
It's
Or
two guys, and I forget where they're at, but it's on the phone. Everything's on the phone. But it's like,
and so how do they?
I just trip out. Like I thought of this, and there it is, Pinstripers podcast. I'm like, there it is.
Hey, I have a friend that's going and doing the same exact shit. He's like, he pitched this idea. He's a tech, you
Mhm.
know. I work for a communications company, so he's a tech that goes to people's houses and fix stuff, and he's been doing that for like 17, 18 years. So you can do it blindfolded, basically. And a lot of the stuff that they do, and a lot of stuff that we would always do, is go to elderly people's homes, and then we would like, hey, well, I need help hooking up my Netflix and doing this and doing that.
Okay.
And it's a lot of the stuff that we really don't do, or I'm not in that department anymore. But a lot of the stuff that we were like, hey, we're not here to fix that type of shit, you know. And so he's like, dude, I came up with this idea for me to like go and, you know, cater or kind of like go towards that market, a little elderly. Maybe they need some help setting up their Netflix, resetting their password, because to them it's friggin' foreign. They don't know shit. I'm like, it's a good idea, man. He's like, do you think it's a good idea? I'm like, yeah. He's like, and I'm like, why don't you? He's like, I don't know. And I'm like, dude, just do it. Like, stop like thinking about it. Like, but like what you said,
That's what
man.
I do. I think about shit.
Yeah, if you
Till it's too late.
dude, I had a concept with this, which was just to sit down, have a beer in a chair with the very first time I put my phone on that trash can right there. I remember I put it on that trash can. I flipped that trash can upside down, and then I put a cardboard box fucking behind it to prop my phone up. That was the very first fucking one that I did. And I was just to have a beer and shit like that. And then it transpired into this and shit, man. So the point being, fucking go out and apply it and see where it blossoms to and shit, you know. Same thing with your painting. Maybe one day this painting you will just be doing only that and shit, you know. Yeah,
never know.
But it doesn't sound like you want that. You're like, I don't want to paint every fucking day.
It's not that. It's just everything else, dude. Overhead, California permits, spray booths.
If you can get out of here, would you?
We've talked about it. Yeah,
you would. Yeah.
I've lived out of state already, and I came back.
From where?
So I traveled a lot for work. I worked on wind turbines.
No shit.
Yeah, for like 8 years. Worked on around the country, and for some reason it took us to Iowa. I had a project out there. Wife was like, you're not going to be gone again. I'm coming with you. Getting rid of this fucking house and I'm coming with you. So she came with me. She was like, I got a job. Can we stay? I'm like, in Iowa?
Cornfields?
In fucking Iowa, out of anywhere. She was like, yeah.
The corn.
I was like, I'll apply for this company that I'm working for right now. So sure enough, lived there for 2 years.
No shit.
In the blistering fucking cold.
How'd you like it?
I loved
Obviously, you're here.
I honestly, I loved it.
Did you?
Yeah, we look back and we talk about it like the people are shit because they're so goddamn racist out there. Dude. It's bad.
Children of the corn?
It's bad. It's all you motherfuckers out there.
Isaac and Malachi.
Yeah, Malachi.
Dude, it is racist. Like
it's like they don't. It's not even like they're purposely like going out of their way to make you like. It's like I walk into a bar and all you hear is like, "Fucking spick."
Yeah,
like you just, dude. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, you just said that,
dude. It was it Idaho?
Serious?
I think it was Idaho. I went almost a year ago. We were on a trip and we were coming back down from Yellowstone and we were riding through Idaho and we were staying in this little. I don't even remember the name of the town.
Pocatello or something.
I don't even remember. I don't remember, man. To be honest, like my buddy put the ride together and he's like, I'm like, dude, I don't even care. Do you have room for me to sleep on the floor wherever you're going? I just want to go. It was nice because I didn't have to like plan shit. I just followed. But we went and stayed in this town in Idaho and we went to the bar that was downtown, the only fucking bar that was there. And they had a band there and shit. And we were sitting down chilling. And it was just, I was the only Mexican.
Yep.
And I was like a little bit of an attraction, I felt like, because then they started, you can see like a couple people started coming, like, I haven't seen one of those. Like, so they started coming, like, first we made a couple of friends and stuff. And then we were just talking, and it was exactly what you said. I got referred to as I can't remember. I was a little drunk that night, but the term wetback was thrown out. And I remember my buddies thinking, they were like, dude, I looked right at Ray to see what the fuck he was going to do. But it was exactly what you said, where it wasn't the way that they said it and the way it was delivered.
It wasn't intentional.
It wasn't like in malicious way. Yeah. It wasn't like
thinking that's just that's what we're called.
That's what they referred to them as, was wetbacks, man. And I was like, dog, I can tell when you're calling me something to be, derogatory and try and fuck with me and put me down. Then I'm going to have words with you and we'll go and step out. This was an older white guy that was like, yeah, we had a couple of wetbacks that used to work at our farm. And I was like, whoa, we were just like, we were taken back a little bit,
Cramp.
Oh, jeez.
Have a chip.
It's the chip.
Is it the chip? You got a cramp in your leg?
All that sodium.
My ass has been cramping. You want me to help you out? You want me to help you out there, buddy?
Stretch it out.
You fucking beat her.
Stretch it out. Stretch it out.
I'm stretching.
Autumn, go stretch it out for him.
Hello.
Oh man. Well, how long of a ride do you guys got back home?
2 hours.
2.5.
2.5 hours.
Yeah. All right. Well, then we should get you guys fucking rolling and up out of here and shit,
God,
man.
what the fuck?
So
right?
It's not going away.
Want a cigarette?
Yeah, you need try another piece of the chip right here.
Good thing you don't have mid
Steven has to try it.
The chip will help you forget about the pain in your leg.
Steven has to try before we end this.
No. He's not gonna fucking want to try that.
Oh, come on, that little piece.
No, fuck
Sorry,
that.
Hey, the little one.
Keep your mouth open.
Yeah.
And
The little one.
No.
Oh, just try it.
Well,
it's not that bad.
I'll eat it at work.
I wouldn't. That's me though.
Oh my god.
A little one.
I'll eat it at work.
Half of the little one.
Nope.
Holy shit.
Half of the little one.
Negative.
Fuck,
Smart man, dog.
I'll eat it at work.
Don't give in. Don't give in.
Hey, I'll get paid. I'll get paid to eat that.
You gonna take those to work?
I'll be on the clock eating that shit.
You gonna take those to work?
No,
there you go.
Ray can keep these.
If
for
you
the
eat them
next
all
guest.
now, you don't have to
No.
take them to work.
I'm gonna throw those in the trash so my poor dog
Hey,
don't fucking
if you eat
lick.
half
Yeah,
of that,
watch them on your fingers, man. You better watch
try
that.
that
There
little
you go.
one. Come on, the little one.
No, you're tripping. No, any amount of it is going
The
to
little
fuck
one.
you up. Any
See,
amount.
really,
No,
that one
you
right
better
there.
wash your fingers.
That one.
You better.
This one.
No, you're tripping.
That one. The
You're
little one.
Tripping. You're tripping. Yeah, any
Wow.
amount of that shit's gonna tear you up. And you make sure you wash your fingers. I got some sweet and sour if you want to dip them in that or anything. Real
And
quick.
then you're gonna eat a nugget.
Oh yeah, no, don't touch it then.
I appreciate you having me on. Seriously,
Yeah, dude.
Appreciate
And
the
I
invite,
and I
seriously.
appreciate you.
it was cool when you hit me up. I was stoked, and I've been excited about it, so it's cool.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate you
Let's do
coming
some more
down.
Thank
stuff
you.
in the
Appreciate
future.
it.
You're welcome. Once
You
once you've been on here once, man, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Anytime you'd like.
I appreciate
You
it.
have something you want, a project going on, or a word you want to get out, or anything that I can share, like
I
tag the
appreciate
page. Keep an eye out. Just keep following. I will figure out the branding shit and whatnot. But I appreciate the long time support. You have been
Yeah.
a long time supporter. I've been a follower and appreciator
Cool.
of your work and
I
everything
appreciate
too,
it.
man. So
Yeah.
keep slaying it. Keep fucking
Hell
laying the
yeah.
paint down, dude.
You got it.
Where can people get a hold of you? Like, where's the best way for people to get in contact with you?
It's Instagram.
Instagram.
Yep.
Make a backup account, dude, or I don't know.
Well, I
dude,
had my
like,
personal account hacked. I already went through that shit.
really? You went through
You
this
know the
bullshit
whole-
before too?
Well, I'm rich on Bitcoin. I don't know if you knew.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got a Ferrari. I made a bunch of money on Bitcoin. And,
Are you fucking with me? You're fucking with me right now, man.
You know what I mean?
You're
My kid's college is
fucking
already
with
paid
me.
for.
Oh my god!
I'm surprised he didn't hit you up. He hit every single one of my followers up like 5 times before Instagram got rid of that account.
He may have, but I don't remember. Well, congratulations
We'll
on
see.
the Ferrari and the
Yeah.
Bitcoin fucking
Yeah.
mining and everything.
Hell yeah, dude.
I mean, that's accomplishment. That's a lot of work and
Yeah.
shit, dude. So
You're right. To have a backup account.
yeah, I've learned. That's what I'm gonna do now is I'm just going to use, I think, Instagram primarily as the way to let people know that we'll be here on YouTube. There's a new podcast that's been released, kind of like that,
I'll
because
just keep pushing the YouTube, dude.
yeah,
in my
yeah.
opinion.
I think you're right. I
Just
think
veer off of Instagram, like as far as live and stuff.
yep, I think that's the best way to go. It's a better platform. It's a
It's
better
better.
everything.
It's better.
So I think you're absolutely. I needed to hear that. I guess it's good to hear.
And
It's just hard getting people sometimes to go from this to that.
so for me, it's just constructive criticism, right?
I want to hear it.
So like when people would hit me up like, oh, so what does this guy do? Like, what's this podcast about? Or what? I said, well, I said he does a lot. Now that I think about it, Thirsty Thursday, Showcase Sunday, and then a YouTube. You were killing it, like doing a lot.
Yeah,
But I think maybe if you just focus on
couple
know what I mean?
couple things.
because
Podcast,
sometimes
YouTube,
even me would get lost because I wanted to
YouTube.
stay up on it and watch it. And stuff,
Yep.
But I'm like, okay, it's Thursday. Okay, it's Sunday night. I'm
Yeah.
like, damn, I can't keep up with this shit. It's too
Yeah.
much.
Podcast and
YouTube
yeah,
podcast.
I feel like that might be the
Just
the
you
route
being
to
on
go.
YouTube alone is already like a huge step.
It's
You know
I
what
think
I mean?
that's
with your podcast.
yeah. I think
Instead of just
that's the
recording
direction.
them and putting them out.
And I appreciate it, and
that's all respect. That's just my opinion.
No, and I want to hear it, and I want people to hear from me that if you have a suggestion, don't be afraid to fucking hit me up in the DM and let me know.
Yeah.
I'm not the type of guy that's going to say, how dare you, fuck you, what do you think, how, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
I want to fucking know, like, because I'm thinking it's cool. Maybe it's not. Maybe it
Yeah.
needs to hit in a different way and shit, and I'm all right. I'm open to the idea.
You might get more in one instead of a few in a lot.
Bingo.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And so, the DM box
I know
is
for
always
me, like,
open and shit.
every Sunday at 6, I can tune in instead of every Thursday, Sunday, this day, that day.
Yeah.
Because then I'm probably only going to tune into maybe one.
Yeah.
Because life is busy. But if you
Exactly.
got one set thing,
Bingo. Yeah. I think you're that's good, solid advice, homeboy. That's good, solid advice. So, well, Steven, I thank you very much for
Sure.
cruising down, taking some time out, dude. I know it's a ride down here,
it's all good.
but it's always best hanging and doing them with them. I appreciate you bringing the company, fellas.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
I appreciate you coming down, dog. Appreciate and good seeing you and shit
Good seeing
again,
you,
man.
too.
Make sure we don't invite you to Born Free. We're no Born Free shows and shit.
Hey,
So
the Born Free, like the writing is cool. Outside of Born Free, like you go ride the
Yes,
coast and you
yeah.
do hit all the shit. That's fun as fuck.
Correct.
Born Free,
correct.
nah.
All right, Steven. Good
Thank you,
shit, man. I
appreciate you.
appreciate it, man. You
All
guys
right.
get home safe, all right?
All right.
All right, guys. All right. Let's end over here. All right. Someone said